Well.
There he is, Tim Merryman, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, Romans, countrymen, welcome in.
Those landings have been called the beginning of the end of World War II in Europe, and less than a year later, the Allies formally accepted the unconditional surrender of Nazi Germany.
Yes, I'm going to push for more 4-day weekends, people.
That was nice. And somehow makes this one a little more difficult.
Fox News. It is 5:06. Time to check on your money in the world of business with the Bloomberg News Desk. This is the Bloomberg Money Minute. Abbott Labs has restarted baby formula production at a facility in Michigan. Months after its closure on health grounds worsened a national shortage of infant formula. Out of stock rates at U.S.
So has your wife gone to
See
sit down?
4 of you here. No, she's not into it.
She's not good.
Yeah, we did watch Victoria when that was on PBS, but we didn't watch Downton Abbey.
On the economy. Former CEO Lloyd Blankfein said on
Friday, saw that on Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night.
Just last month,
PBS had a special on Little Feat.
Oh, really?
The band Little Feat.
Cool.
Yeah, I caught very little of it.
But how were your feet?
Yeah, we're great. It was too late.
Yeah. Elon Musk says the company's total
I cut very little of Little Feet.
Yeah, cut very little of the Little Feet.
Plans to reduce salaried staff by 10%. Musk tweeted over the weekend that the number of salaried employees will be fairly.
Sam Tobias, welcome in.
Count rises. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio. No matter
Hello, Sam Tobias.
Live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
John Williams from Dallas, welcome in. Hello, John.
WOAI, a check of your traffic and weather together coming up.
Sam says, what's up? Tim, Charity, Chris, Charlie. All praise Thomas Wade Landry, and how about them Cowboys? Amen, brother.
4 days till opening day in NFL.
Well, I like it. Double digits. This is Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan.
American Standard. Consumer testing says American Standard is one of the best, but your comfort means the most. Is that important? And it's what we do in Texas. Stay cool this summer. Peace of mind is everything in this business. Comfort the way you like it. AmericanStandardAir.com.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years without paying any interest. Pick any item.
Oh, yeah, baby.
There you go, Sam Tobias.
Your payments over 5 years with 0 interest.
Nolan Ryan on a spot on Ticket 760 says, don't be a knucklehead. Is that on this air here?
No.
I forget what he's selling. Maybe air conditioning. Don't be a knucklehead. This is it. I think he'll say, don't be a knucklehead. Nope, that's not it.
Yeah, we don't.
Wow, that must be just for a ticket.
Yeah,
Don't be a knucklehead.
you can only call the listeners
Yeah,
knuckleheads
right.
on the ticket. Yeah, so yeah.
Unless you're Chuck Booms.
Oh
who
my
used to
God.
say, you are an idiot. You are an idiot.
Chuck Booms, man. A blast.
I never went to Vietnam, but
That was close enough.
I did do radio
That
with
was
Chuck
close
Booms.
enough.
It's the closest I'll ever get to a Vietnam
That dude
flashback.
was something else.
Someday I'll tell you the story of our first show
Oh God.
and what happened afterwards in Andrew Ashwood's office. I don't want to say it on Facebook Live.
I hear you. God, what a weirdo.
But I will say, Andrew, like within the first few minutes, realized he had made a mistake. And then by the end of the show, meeting in his office, oh my God. And that was the beginning of the end of WOAI for me, because Andrew would leave 3 months later. In comes
then,
Nate Lundy.
Yes, he fires everyone.
Out goes me.
Fires everyone.
Woo!
Yeah, Nate Lundy. Oh my God. The stories I could tell you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you did tell me one.
Yeah.
Actually.
I never forget we went to go see Motley Crue. And it was me and my wife and Nate and his wife and the Thompson brothers and their wives were all in that Fox Sports suite.
Yeah.
And his wife was flashing her breasts and stuff. Oh, yeah.
From a suite. Is Motley Crue going to go, hey, up in that suite?
I don't know, but my wife was like, what is wrong with her? I said, hey, I don't know her.
And I do believe she is now an ex-wife.
Yes.
So
Yes, that much I do know.
perhaps it all worked out.
That much I do know, but man, like, God, she went nuts, crazy, like a little fangirl crazy. It was bizarre. It was bizarre.
In-office consultation.
Good times.
210-571-0318.
Woo!
210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
News Radio 1200, WOAI, and iHeart Radio station.
Let's
Everywhere.
go!
Free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. San Antonio's first news with Charlie Parker.
Hello, Tracy.
Surprise appearance at her own Jubilee.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, baby. Good morning and welcome into Monday, the 6th day of June. 13 days till Father's Day. That would be Sunday, June 19th. 28 days till the 4th of July. And man, was it hot this weekend or not? Woo! Yeah, did anybody ask you, hot enough for you?
Not yet, but that could happen today.
Yeah, all this week. Get ready for that. Is it hot enough for you? And it's forecasted to be in around 105 today. Some places 103. What's the difference? 103 and 105, isn't it still hot? You can feel every degree. See, I can only tell when it gets between 34 to 32. Then I know, hey, it's cold. Yeah, all right. Well, hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Let's go ahead and get traffic and weather.
On the west side of town, we do have an accident working on Loop 410 southbound near Ingram Road. It's at the right shoulder block, so expect a slight delay. Also on the far east side of town, road construction is in the process of being cleared. This is on I-10 westbound between FM 1518 and Loop 1604, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Nancy, News Radio 1200.
Partly cloudy and hot today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected. Both days forecast around 105 degrees. Wednesday, some clouds in the morning will give way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected. Highs only in the low 100s on Wednesday. We're at 75 degrees. So a string of shootings left at least 15 people dead and more than 60 others wounded in 8 states this weekend.
Ain't that America?
Man, you can't go out and do anything anymore. It seems like that. It's just crazy. I don't know what is going on. We'll have more details on that coming up. I went and saw Top Gun. Whoa! Could not wait till Sunday, so we went and saw it Saturday morning.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I told the wife, I said, come on, let's just go Saturday morning. Why wait till Sunday? That way we got Sunday. We don't have to do anything. Couple things. Never had this happen before in any movie I've ever gone to, where the star of the movie, Tom Cruise, comes on the screen right before the movie starts and thanks everybody for being there and says that he hopes you enjoy all the work that they put into doing this movie, decades in the making, and enjoy it. And I will, spoiler alert, it's really good. It is really good. I think it might be better than the first one. It is. It's 2.5 hours long and it just flies by. Just flies by nonstop.
I like the Tom Cruise, and I haven't seen it yet. It's high on my list. It's the next movie I'll see in the theater, hopefully this week. But I like the idea that he comes on screen and presents the movie and thanks the audience for supporting it.
Like I said, it was something I've never experienced before at a movie. And once again, Top Gun takes top of the box office this weekend.
Shocker.
Only $86 million. Yeah, that's it. They said it was kind of a slow weekend. Whatever. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, #2 with only $9 million. So you with #1 movie had $86 million. #2 had 9.
Can you imagine you made a movie your whole life? This was your biggest movie to ever be released, or your first, and you just the studio decided to release it the same week or month when Top Gun is released.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's talking about your movie.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I liked it a lot, and I might go see it again. That's how good it was. That's how good it was. So
Sweet.
if you haven't seen it yet, nothing wrong with it. It is a very good movie.
Woo!
I enjoyed it a lot. All right, more on the violent weekend across the United States coming up.
Every day is a new day. I'll wake up.
Oh, come on, Earl. What is wrong with
Good morning, Lucinda. Tracy Bogart, good morning.
If you want to sell your ride, I'd do it.
Anybody else who, when you say something, we see you. So I say hello. If I'm not saying hello to you, it's because I don't see your name. If I see your name, I say hello. I'm that kind of guy.
This is Mark Sadowski for Mark Sadowski Jewelers. Do you have a drawer full of old jewelry?
Upper
that you
left
use,
is
don't wear,
Jeremy, our Soundscape stylist. Next to him is Charity, and lower right, Coach Greg Popovich.
What can you do with it? Bring it to Mark Sadowski Jewelers, and together we'll design something that you will like, that you will cherish, that you will enjoy. We'll create something that fits your lifestyle and your taste. It's even better if the ruby belonged to Aunt Susie and the diamond was Grandma's. Then you'll be creating not only a piece of jewelry that you'll enjoy wearing, but also be creating a family heirloom to pass on to your heirs. Mark Sadowski Jewelers from Northwest Military Highway, a family
Come on,
tradition
what is
since
this chick?
1933. That's 3 generations. Call us at 210-377-1818.
How
That's
hard is it to do this
210-377-1818.
Hi, I'm Elmer at Elmer's Heat and Air, and right now
She
I'm
has a
looking for
minute
new plumbers,
to
technicians,
give me this
AC
forecast,
installers,
and she's
and
not
customer
gonna
service
get it.
folks to join our team. You don't have to have a lot of experience. We can teach you everything you need to know. We have a training center, but I can't teach someone to really care about doing the job the right way to have a service heart towards a customer. You have to bring these qualities with you to the interview. Reliability, quality, honesty. If this is you, then I'm going to pay you more than average to start, because happy employees make happy customers.
To apply, go online to callelmers.com.
Why is my grocery bill higher every week? I don't remember things being this difficult. What happened?
Inflation is here, and the struggling middle class is getting squeezed. On top
It
of
ain't
that,
gonna
our
make it.
national debt is over $30 trillion.
I
And
kicked
there's
the weather
chance
out,
of
so you didn't
balance
send me
on
the second
spending,
one or
as
the
our
wrong one yet.
citizens will confidence in our government and their own ability to provide. Just how do you minimize this disaster in the coming months? It's simple. Change your strategy
Here
to
we go
gold.
again.
Why? Because gold works as a hedge against inflation. For a limited time, Nationwide Coins is offering new customers the chance to own 1 ounce of gold below market price. Secure your order with no markups, no commissions, and no shipping costs, and view your gold risk-free for 10 days. Not satisfied? Simply return the coin in the prepaid, pre-insured envelope. Protect your future from inflation. Call Nationwide at 800-299-8811. That's 800-299-8811 and start today.
Your favorite source for news and talk. The iHeart Radio app. You know, just the convenience on the phone. In the App Store or online at WOAI.com.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this Monday. Well, the Golden State Warriors evened things up last night. Steph Curry led the Warriors with 29 points in the 107-88 win. Jordan Poole brought another 17 off the bench. Celtics will try to regain control of the series in front of their home crowd on Wednesday night. Didn't see much of the game last night, but I kind of figured Golden State would bounce back. You just think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I looked at the score headed into the fourth quarter. It was something like 19.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I know how this is going to end.
Yeah, it's always good when you can see like that and know you don't have to sit there and watch the rest of the game. Spurs game, totally different story, but not Spurs. Yeah, that's how I look at it. Charity, what else is going on?
The Abbott organization has tried to figure out where their their World Series banner went. The 2017 Houston Astros World Series commemorative banner has gone missing. From
Somebody
display
stole it
outside
like the
Banner
sign.
Park. In a plaza on the Crawford Street side of the ballpark, there's a display of banners marking the team's Division Series and league championships, and until recently, the Astros' 2017 World Series title. That series win was marred by a cheating scandal. No word yet as to where the banner went or when it will be replaced. Well, that morning cup of coffee is doing more than you think.
Most of us start our day with a cup of Joe. The caffeine wakes you up, and a new study shows it also keeps you alive longer. Roger Norton, who heads the Center for Coffee Research at Texas A&M, says we know about the antioxidant qualities, which are found most in the Robusta blends.
You know, the Robusta type coffees are used in a lot of these coffee capsules and so on.
The study done in the United Kingdom found that those who drank coffee daily had 30% lower death risk. Marco Moreno, News Radio 1200, WOAI.
It was a weekend of fundraisers and a benefit concert to help the victims of the Uvalde school tragedy. We'll bring you the latest coming up right now. Traffic and weather together.
On the west side of town, the accident made working on Loop 410 southbound near Ingram Road has been cleared. And on the far east side of town, the road construction we had set up on I-10 westbound between FM 1518 and Loop 1604 has been cleared. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200, WOAI.
Partly cloudy, partly sunny today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected both days. Highs right around 105 degrees. Wednesday, some clouds in the morning, giving way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected. Highs only in the low 100s. 75 right now. Deadly weekend across the United States. Lots of shootings. We'll bring that to you coming up at 5:40. But today, June 6th, the anniversary of D-Day. It was June 6, 1944, 78 years ago. More than 160,000 Allied troops landed along a 50-mile stretch of the heavily fortified beaches of Normandy, France. Their mission, to defeat and defeat Hitler. To fight and defeat Hitler. That's easier to say than you think. Dwight D. Eisenhower, the general at the time, called the operation a crusade in which we'll accept nothing less than a full victory. More than 5,000 ships and 13,000 aircraft supporting the D-Day invasion. By day's end, the Allies gained a foothold on continental Europe, but the cost in lives was high. More than 9,000 Allied soldiers were killed or wounded. Their sacrifice allowed more than 100,000 soldiers to begin the slow, hard slog across Europe in what became known as the Battle of Normandy. Some things you might not know about D-Day. D-Day originally set for June 5th, but had to be postponed 24 hours because of bad weather. The D in D-Day actually stood for day. It was simply used to preserve secrecy. There were 61,000 British troops, 21,000 Canadian soldiers, and 73,000 Americans. Here's the thing that I find just fascinating. Hitler was asleep when word of the invasion arrived, but no one dared wake him.
Yikes.
It said vital time was lost in sending in reinforcements because everybody was afraid to wake Hitler.
Oh, my goodness.
Just
well, good thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we've seen all those photographs and stuff that came out of that invasion. Robert Capa captured some of the most memorable images of the action. And only a handful of the frames he took survived. If all of them would have survived, we would have seen all kinds of stuff. Yes. Great movie, and it's just it's really hard to watch for me.
Yeah, that sequence is so graphic. Yet, Charity and Tim, I think all Americans need to see that film if they haven't, and I think they need to revisit it. And June 6th. If you have the opportunity, is a good day to revisit either that film or that Battle of Normandy sequence.
Yes, exactly. All right, we'll have more on that coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. Charlie Parker has more on the anniversary of D-Day, and that's coming up at around 6:25. Right now, here's your Fox Business News.
I'm Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report. The Wall Street Journal reports that Carl Icahn is dropping his proxy fight at Kroger.
Okay,
Grocery
girl.
store chains treatment
Hello,
of
Mark.
pigs.
AKA Hutch.
Oh, Hutch.
What is up, Hutch? Say hi to Hutch.
What's up, Hutch?
Hutch is in the
How
house.
you doing, Hutch?
What are you doing up this early, Hutch?
That he won't win because the company is doing well financially. Amazon begins trading today with its-
Didn't know Hutch got up this early.
I didn't either. Maybe he's still up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. He's probably still up.
He is Hutch.
Yeah, Hutch is just getting home. He's rolling in.
Bar just closed.
Stewart in Australia has ordered Google to pay a local politician the equivalent of more than $500,000 for slandering him in 2 YouTube videos. Google owns YouTube. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Roger Stern, invested in you.
Still up. Hutch confirms he's still up. So yeah. Yeah, we were worried about you, Hutch, if your alarm rang, at 5 a.m. or something. Gil Mata, good morning. How are you, Gil?
On sheltering your savings with Gold IRA. To get your free copy, text the word shelter.
I need coffee.
989898. With stagflation looming, it's critical that you act today. Text shelter to 989898 right now.
I got my big Cody Strata tanker of coffee.
The life of your roof, you can get you a tune-up at Roof Fix. That comes with a free roof inspection.
Do you see any of the footage of these shootings going on?
I have not seen footage of the weekend shootings.
Massive run of people trying to get away, and I mean, people got hit by cars trying to get out of there. It's like, come on, man. It's a graduation party in South Carolina, shootings in Arizona, shootings in Chattanooga, Tennessee, shootings in Philadelphia.
Well, thank goodness it wasn't Texas. I think we kind of had our share.
Yeah, we got enough. Yeah, it seems like we can't go a day without another mass shooting. It's just getting old, man.
Thank you, Hutch. Good to see you, man. Get some sleep. Joe Alexander, Joe Lockhart Alexander, wife of Paul Alexander and executive producer of Radically Rational. Welcome in, Joe. Say hello to Paul for us. I was watching Radically Rational videos over the weekend. Paul was in exceptional form as always. Yes, I did have that is my first coffee run at work. I did guzzle 2 big old cups of coffee at home first. Tracy Bogert writes, do you know Tracy Bogert? Long time radio listener to this station and also at KTSA. Politically active, good guy. We like you, Tracy. At this radio station, we like you. I don't know about KTSA.
We don't like them.
Yeah, I don't think they like you over there. I'm just saying.
They talk bad about it.
Yeah.
All the time.
We were, Tracy says, I don't know if you guys caught the news conference by State Senator Roland Gutierrez, but you might want to watch it. I did, Tracy. I caught it because you posted it on Facebook yesterday. I saw that. Just going through everything that went wrong and that the state really needs to get all the information out there and make it transparent. And one of the things he talked about was the fact, this whole 911 discrepancy. And he pointed out, this is rural Texas. And one of the problems is those calls were routed to the Uvalde Police Department, but not other law enforcement agencies.
There's a flaw in the system.
Yeah,
there.
and that's something that's fixable. And he said that would start at the Texas legislature. They need to
that's
do something.
Fixable. I mean,
Yeah.
That's definitely fixable. Have you ever called 911?
I have not called 911.
It's not a pleasant experience.
Oh, my mom had an emergency. We needed an ambulance a few years ago. So that's the one time I called. Yeah.
It's not pleasant. I had to call. I was driving to work one morning over at the old building, and there was a what is that? The dairy that's right there on Fredericksburg Road.
Oak Farms?
Oak Farms.
Yeah.
There's an Oak Farms truck in me. This dude is all over the road, man. He almost hits the wall a couple times, right? And normally I don't call on drivers, but I was very concerned about this guy.
Yeah.
So I called, and I mean, I got the runaround for this lady. Finally, I said, look, the guy is all over the road. I don't know what's going on with him. Well, would you like us to, call you back and let you know how it goes? And I said, sure. I gave him my number. Didn't expect to hear from him. I got a call from Oak Farms Dairy.
Wow.
The dude had a stroke while he was driving.
Wow.
And he basically don't know how he got back because he was getting off to go up Fredericksburg Road. He made it back to the dairy.
My God.
But they had already got the 911 calls. Police were there. The dude had a stroke.
That's amazing.
And they called to thank me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hutch wants to know how much coffee you and I go through every morning.
Wow.
That's probably,
Let me see here.
how many ounces is that?
It's about
Probably
32.
32, and then I drink some at home.
I probably go through.
I'm going to go with 7 cups.
Yeah.
7 cups.
And how many ounces would that be?
What do you figure these are?
That's like
16.
16. Yeah, that's more than
16.
12.
So 7 times 16.
Wow.
A lot. But as soon as we get to the 8 o'clock hour, I don't drink that much coffee.
Right.
Once I leave here, I do not drink coffee again until I come back.
And then I go home and I try to take a nap and I can't fall asleep because I've been guzzling coffee all morning.
It does not have that effect on me.
Wow, I wish it did. I wish it didn't on me. 110 in Catula today.
All right.
Jesus.
It's always hot in Cthulhu, though.
Junk sleep got you down.
Show you guys some temperatures if they keep them on the screen.
Get a king bed for a queen price.
110 in Catula, 108 in Pearsall,
109 Del Rio.
109 in Del Rio.
Always hot in Del Rio.
They're saying 104 in San Antonio.
105 where I live.
Forecast for this Monday, partly cloudy with a high in the triple digits. A heat advisory will take place from 1 o'clock this afternoon until 8 o'clock tonight as the air temperature will reach up to 105 degrees across the I-35 corridor. Tonight's low 73. Right now we're at 76 degrees. 5:32 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. Friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to 2 more victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde.
10-year-old Alethea Haven Ramirez was laid to rest earlier.
Mark wants to know if we're going to the cook-off, the barbecue cook-off. I am out of town on Saturday. We're going to have Mike Taylor on this show Thursday? Okay. So if I was in town, Hutch, I would go. I even got the Salvation Army guy asked me to be a judge, and I booked a thing out of town.
I'm washing my hair, so I can't make it. Sorry.
Well, and Tim has magnificent hair. You can't just wash that on a Monday morning and roll in here for the news.
No.
Several high-level
It
GOP
takes
donors
time.
are calling for gun safety measures in response to the Uvalde school shooting. The Texas Tribune reports more than 250 conservative gun owners, including multiple billionaires with a history of donating to Republican candidates, signed a letter backing red flag laws, expanding background checks, and raising the age to legally purchase a gun to 21. The letter also expressed support for Texas Senator John Cornyn, who is leading the GOP in talks on bipartisan gun safety legislation. And a lot of talk about gun violence and what to do, but it turns out there's not a lot of research.
Doctors say we need to attack the problem of gun violence like we did COVID-19. Dr. Ronald Stewart is chair of surgery at UT Health San Antonio. He says it's an epidemic and we need to treat it
It is an
way.
epidemic.
It sure as hell is.
No, it is.
Thanks, Hutch. Get some sleep, man.
But it's not the kind of shot you want to get.
From spending money to promote
Good
gun
point.
control. That's slowly changing. 2 years ago, lawmakers set aside $25 million to study.
We got to be like Saudi Arabia. It's like, you know what? If you commit one of these crimes, we
Eye for an eye,
execute you
baby.
in the street.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and the victims' families are there, and they can pull the trigger.
and actually, they might need to start thinking about bringing the stockades back for your, petty crimes.
Yeah.
and maybe that'll stop them.
Yeah, all these shoplifters,
Yeah, put them
like in San Francisco, in a CVS or a Walgreens.
Put
Yeah.
them in stockades.
Yeah.
You throw tomatoes at them
Yeah.
and stuff. Man, it could be fun.
Republican Senator Pat Toomey said on CBS's
I just don't know what the answer is. I wish I knew. I wish I had an answer. And my answer is I don't go a lot of places, man. It's like at the theater. Luckily, we went 10 in the morning. There was maybe 6 other people in the whole theater, and I was watching all of them the entire time. So they're all in front of me, and I'm just, making sure nobody gets up and does something stupid.
Yeah. Where did I see?
Fox News. A state senator from
I
Harris
saw
County is
a
calling
meme
for
yesterday, a
changes
post
in
that
the
spoke to me.
vendors
It was so true. See if I still got it.
Senator John Whitmire says
Yeah.
he will demand a policy change
1, going to bed early. 2, not leaving the house. 3, not going to a party. My childhood punishments have now become my adult goals.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on
want to go to
that.
bed early.
Hold on to that. Because, God, I live by that now. I don't like going anywhere. I don't like people, man. They bother me. They scare me.
When the legislature reconvenes.
All right, we got that Purple Heart Homes thing tomorrow at 9:30.
Okay.
And Charity says she's in.
And the UK government. Members of Johnson's party started calling for the vote after months of pressure over parties he put on while the UK was supposed to be locked down
texted
during
you
the
that,
pandemic
graphic.
restrictions in 2020 and 2021. More than half the Conservative Party members of Parliament would have to vote no confidence for Johnson to get tossed out.
I just put the second one in there.
The
She
Supreme Court
just
could
said it.
announce decisions on highly anticipated issues such as abortion by the end of the week. Fox's Alexandria Hoff has more.
The court is due to issue opinions starting tomorrow and will do so until the term closes at the end of the month. There are over 30 total, one being the standout abortion rights case Dobbs v. Jackson's Women's Health. A draft opinion by Justice Alito that was leaked last month created a firestorm for the court, as protesters saw this as an indication that nationwide access to abortion under Roe v. Wade was set to be undone. While it's not exactly clear when an opinion on that will be issued, the investigation into the source of the leak is heating up. The Supreme Court will also tackle gun rights. We'll issue an opinion on whether
You sent the extended weather at 5:36. It airs at 5:18, dummy.
Nice.
The city of San Antonio is operating nearly 3 dozen cooling centers to help residents cope with triple-digit heat in the forecast. The cooling centers were open over the weekend at 24 libraries and 2 community centers. Another 9 cooling centers open today and senior centers around the city. All cooling centers will operate during normal business hours. It is 5:37 now with breaking crime news from around the country. Here's Nancy Grace.
Crime alert! I'm Nancy Grace. Breaking crime news now. 8-year-old Cornelius Dunham riding in a car with his dad, killed by a bullet fired by Charles Allen. Cops say the 40-year-old fired at 3 cars driving past his South Carolina home. Allen charged with murder. A 53-year-old Minnesota woman leads cops on a high-speed chase after getting pulled over. When the woman breaks through a barricade, she gets stuck in wet cement. The driver charged with playing cops damaged her property with no insurance. This is Crime Alert. I'm Nancy Grace.
Hey, hot dogs, sausages. Maybe instead of using a stadium vendor to feed the office, we should have just ordered through Easy Cater.
I got nachos here. Nachos?
Yeah, right here. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was fun at first, but it is kind of disappointing.
Cheesesteak here. Who wants a cheesesteak? Over here. Coming at you.
Oh, right in the face.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work on time and as ordered from over 85,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Traffic and weather together in just a minute, but first, a check of your money in the world of business. We say good morning to Ed Corey live at the Bloomberg News Desk.
Charity, good morning. You know that semiconductor shortage that's bogged down the car industry for 2 years seems to be easing. Mercedes and BMW are among car makers now say they're getting enough chips to produce cars at full capacity after crippling outages for months now. We are tipping less than we did before COVID. Creditcards.com says 73% of Americans say they always tip at a sit-down restaurant. That's down from 75% in 2021 and 77% in 2019. The exception, hairstylists and barbers. 66% of Americans say they always tip them. That's up from last year. Dow futures up 258 points to kick off the week. Live at the Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Thanks, Ed. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, the accident we're working on Loop 410 southbound near Ingram Road has been cleared. And on the northeast side, we're getting reports of a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of Loop 410 eastbound near I-35. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI. This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry.
Let's go.
24/7.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 five-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Good morning and happy Monday. Mostly cloudy, warm and humid.
What's so happy about
In
it?
the morning this afternoon, lots of sunshine and dangerous heat forecast high up to 103 degrees. Heat advisory from 1 to 8 p.m. A meteorologist Jeanette Kaya, News 4 San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Pool season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome into a Monday morning edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Up next, it is Flashback. It is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. Charity, as always, you'll go first. Chris, you're second today, and I will take the leftovers. So a string of shootings left at least 15 people dead and more than 60 others wounded in 8 states this weekend. It started in Philadelphia. Police say multiple shooters fired into a crowd late Saturday night on South Street, which is a famous Philadelphia drag known for its nightlife. Authorities say 3 people were killed by the gunfire and at least 11 others were wounded. They say multiple handguns were recovered at the scene, but no arrests have been made. Then in Chattanooga, Tennessee, police responded early Sunday to a shooting near a nightclub. 3 people killed and 14 others injured. Now, 2 people died from gunshot wounds. Third person died of injuries after being hit by a vehicle as he was trying to leave the scene. If you saw any of this footage, it was just a mass exodus. I mean, people running for their lives as gunfires going off in Philadelphia and in Tennessee. And then in South Carolina, at least 8 people shot at a graduation party. In Arizona, you had shootings there. Can we go a day without a mass shooting? I mean, it's getting to where you don't want to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
You can't go out and enjoy the nightlife in Philadelphia, in a place that's known for its nightlife, without. And it sounds like at least the situation in Philadelphia and in Chattanooga, it sounds like there was a fight or something, and people don't fight anymore; they shoot each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in my day, if there was at school, for instance, I went to John Jay High School, which is a huge high school, and there was a lot of people there. And yes, there were people that fought. But most of the time, it did not happen on school grounds. It happened across the street. There was a church there, and people would meet behind the church, and they would two people would fight while everybody stood around and watched it, and then they'd leave and go their separate ways.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't happen.
No. I remember I went to Holmes High School, not far away from
Yeah.
John Jay High School, and I remember there were even there were gangs back in the late 1970s, and they would tell you, stay away from that gang or stay away from that part of town. You could get your butt kicked.
Yeah.
That was the worst that would happen.
Yes.
Is you'd get a butt kicking. There was no thought that you might get shot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big question. It doesn't matter where you go. And I love Chris Duel sent this to me. It's I guess it's a meme.
Yeah.
Okay. It says going to bed early, not leaving the house, not going to a party. My childhood punishments have become my adult life. Yeah, it's getting to that point.
Yeah.
I everywhere I go, I am constantly watching people. I know, yep, I know where all the exits are when I walk into any place, even at the theater. We were there on a Saturday morning. There wasn't a lot of people in the theater. All the other people, I knew exactly where they were, and I was watching them, see what they were doing until the movie started. Now, if something would have happened after the movie started, I would have been oblivious because I was watching Tom Cruise. but I am constantly vigilant of what's going on around me. And you have to be that way. And it's sad.
And it's mostly sad for kids. I
Yes.
mean, we as adults, we're informed. We know what's going on in the world. We know what the threats are, and certainly it is underscored in the aftermath of the horrible tragedy in Uvalde. But you've got to now educate your kids to do things like look for the exits and be very aware and look at everybody who might walk into the room.
Wow. Sad that it is necessary, to be honest with you. It's very sad, and hopefully we can get something done. We'll have more on this coming up throughout the morning. But up next, it is Flashback. It is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. I know Charity spent all weekend studying. Chris, did you study?
Yes. Oh, all day.
See,
all day, all night.
I didn't, because I knew I was going to be a third choice today, so I just take the leftovers, so I didn't really have to study today. But that is next.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market. At Torrance Publishing, we have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online.
Man, I watched some soccer yesterday.
Really?
I don't need a Wi-Fi here, right? It's in the next
Oh,
gen
damn.
one.
All right. Can you pull one from Friday and play it?
Yes.
Sorry about that. They don't. Not supposed to put them in the 5 o'clock hours. That's okay. We'll run it. Thanks, man.
So you watched the Ukraine that?
I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Till Wales got up.
It's too bad they lost. Yeah.
1-0. I saw the first goal, and I'm glad I didn't sit there the rest of the time and watch it, because
There would not be another one. Yeah, one of those Mexico's game was 0-0. I saw that.
Why?
Yeah, that's just.
Come on, do something to score, people.
Yeah.
Come on.
See, Tracy Bogert writes, none of this is surprising. I'm an 8th generation Texan and gun owner. The gun culture in this country is out of control and has been perpetuated by NRA fear tactics. The NRA and the Republican Party keep pushing the idea that the more guns on the street, the safer everyone will be. And this has never been proven true ever in the history of the world.
Customers to apply, go online to callellers.com.
What will put you and your love on cloud 9 this June? It's Diamonds Direct's most amazing offer this year.
Janice says Mr. T sounds like he's about 19.
Really?
I'll take that.
All day long.
Yeah. Thank you, Janice.
In my mind, I'm actually 19.
Yeah.
My body, I'm about 80.
Don't miss the special limited time financing event exclusively at Diamonds Direct. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Life is full of opportunities. Selling your house shouldn't keep you.
That doesn't sound like a 19-year-old to me.
Does not.
Sounds like a 30-year-old.
I've never been called that before.
Thousands of people have already requested their offer. Just go to opendoor.com.
Did you watch any of the Queen's Jubilee?
I missed the Queen's Jubilee. I almost on Hulu they had the concert thing that had a bunch of acts.
Yeah.
I almost watched that.
I watched. I saw Rod Stewart doing Neil Diamond, which was weird.
Rod Stewart doing Neil Diamond.
He did Sweet Caroline.
Okay.
And he comes on and says that the BBC made him sing this song, and he goes into it, and it was just odd.
What does Sweet Caroline have to do with
I
the
don't
Brits or the Jubilee
know.
or the Queen?
I don't know, but it was weird.
I mean, do a Beatles cover.
Yeah. Why Neil
Do
Diamond?
Her Majesty.
Why Neil Diamond, for God's sakes, man? Yeah, I actually have the audio of Rod doing
That is weird.
Sweet Caroline.
Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Tired of companies like Google and Facebook questioning.
That is so random and unusual.
It was bizarre.
Especially in that setting.
Yes.
A quintessentially American song.
See, it would have been better if he would have done the Beatles, the Her Majesty is a pretty fine. Yeah, that would have been much better. Yeah, I didn't understand it.
but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
News has its own rhythm. You can't predict when it's going to happen. It disregards calendars. It doesn't text you an invite. You need to keep up. We're here to help. Chat back with us 3, 4, 5 times a day. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Oh. All right, Miss McCurdy, all 3 choices, 2001 or 2000, 2001 or 2002. Okay. Chris.
First of all, I think it's Lil Kim and not Little Kim. I have no idea either. I'll go 2000.
I'll take 2002.
She does it again.
The charity McCurdy formula works for her when she needs it. I was completely lost in there because I knew nothing about any of those. None of those.
I did see the movie when it came
did?
out. Yeah, that was a good movie. Moulin Rouge, that was a good movie. Musical, good music. Nicole Kidman. You had me at Nicole Kidman. Come on.
You lost me at musical.
Nah, hey man, I like music. Women in lingerie. You had me at women in lingerie.
You could have led with that, Chris.
Thank you, Charity, for making it crystal clear why I like that movie.
All right.
There you go.
All right, Charity, what else is going on?
Friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to 2 more victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde. A
Holy
9-year-old
crap.
girl who was wounded in the shooting is now home from a San Antonio hospital. A Texas congresswoman will hold a rally.
Jeez, man, they're overloading us again. I got time to do nothing.
Who's been held in a Russian jail since February. And the heat is on in San Antonio. A heat advisory kicks in at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And San Antonio
Hot enough for you, Chris?
cooling centers open to help residents brave the triple-digit temps. We'll have more coming up right now.
Oh, get ready to hear that a lot.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, the disabled vehicle we're working on Loop 410 eastbound near I-35 has been cleared, and we're not seeing any other accidents, stalls, or delays across the area. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Pool season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Partly cloudy, partly sunny today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected. Forecast is 105 today and tomorrow. Wednesday, some clouds in the morning. Give way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected. It's only going to be in the low 100s on Wednesday. 75 right now. Coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, we'll hear from Charlie Parker, his comments on the anniversary of D-Day around 6:25. 6:48 is Those Were the Days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. Right now, time for your Kim Commando Daily Tech Update.
Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook's chief operating officer, abruptly quit. She says that
Woo!
she's
One down.
That's a
Woo-woo.
misleading. She did.
Ah.
She fled. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Protect your car from
1 hour down.
Visit carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. Deductible may apply. When Sandberg joined Facebook in 2008, Mark Zuckerberg was just a kid who didn't finish college and never held a job. His mantra was move fast and break things. Sandberg would calm things down to be the adult in the room, but she was neck deep in Cambridge Analytica. She was handled all of the false Russian disinformation stories. She failed to stop the streaming suicides, beatings, and killings. And she's been quietly selling almost all of her Facebook Meta shares, which isn't done unless she no longer believes in the company or she knows that something bad is definitely on the way. So which is it? When I find out, I post breaking tech news 24/7 at my website. That's commando.com. Innovative businesses see every day as an opportunity to create something new. Dell Technologies advisors are here with tools and expertise to help you do incredible things because Dell Technologies believes there's an innovator in all of us. To do more with a Latitude laptop, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Find tech that suits you by calling a Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, 877-ASK-DELL.
Right now, get the incredible iPhone 13 on us at T-Mobile, the network with more 5G bars in more places.
I'm becoming an influencer. How so? With my iPhone 13 dual camera, my travel photos look amazing, and I can share them with 5G during our hike up there. Coming? I'll catch you online.
Switch to T-Mobile and get the new iPhone 13 on us with eligible trade-in on our match grade. Each uniform monthly bill credits for qualifying deal line plus tax for all qualified customers. Contact us before canceling service and continue earning bill credits or credits stopping balance on required finance agreements. T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network. See details.
A recent survey found that individuals and couples working with a financial advisor are simply happier. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to be happy too. The study found that by working with a financial advisor, it gave you the opportunity to work through thoughtfully your financial challenges, establish realistic financial goals, and even increase the level of communication with a spouse. Investors working with a financial advisor are generally better equipped to weather fluctuations like what's happening right now. But no, just because you're working with an advisor now doesn't mean you have a plan. You may have an account, you may have a balance of money, but what is the plan? And that is the difference a Trajan Wealth fiduciary advisor can have. Help us help you and learn the difference a Trajan Wealth fiduciary advisor can make. Call 210-985-3100, 210-985-3100, or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hi, everyone. It's Andy Everett. With inflation hurting us all, AAA Auger Plumbing Services is here to help. Through June, AAA Auger is offering everybody who mentions this ad 10% off any plumbing service with savings up to $200. Everyone's prices are going up, so AAA Auger is taking theirs down. Save 10% on any plumbing service with savings up to $200 through June. Visit AAA-Auger.com or call 222-8437. AAA Auger, providing Texans with reliable and professional plumbing services for more than 60 years. License M37445.
America's Diamond offers our 5-year, 60-month financing program every day of the year. You don't have to wait for a sale to get 5-year financing with credit approval, or wait for a sale to get our guaranteed America's Diamond price, because we treat everyone fairly and with respect every day of the year. For almost 40 years, we have designed and created our extraordinary diamond jewelry right here in San Antonio. When you buy an America's Diamond, your money stays in San Antonio. Our whole company is located here and locally owned. Our kids and grandkids go to school here. All 40 of our coworkers live and shop in San Antonio for everything. Through the years, America's Diamond has supported thousands of wonderful charity events in San Antonio. We're the official jeweler of the San Antonio Spurs and of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics. See our television program about diamonds and jewelry tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or see it right now at americasdiamond.com.
You don't get to be the league's all-time leading rusher without feeling something.
Let's see what Tracy Bogart's got going on. Tracy, I see your comment. I'll take a look at it here.
Aren't the only treatments. Today, there's a natural alternative to drugs and surgery. It's biologic therapies from QC Kinetics.
I'm talking regenerative solutions that encourage your...
All right, let's see what we got.
Do you have pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, lower back? Want to get your life back? The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics can help.
Tracy says, just saw a video of a 5-year-old girl shooting an AR-15. I thought it was disgusting. I'm not saying to teach a child to shoot, but 5 years old is just a little too young. I'm sorry. First of all, you're going to arm your 5-year-old, and is a 5-year-old going to know who's a good guy with a gun and who a bad guy with a gun is? Tracy goes on to say, and if you give your child access to guns in the home, you should be criminally charged. I pretty much with you. An AR-15 for a 5-year-old, that sounds insane. If a 5-year-old fired an AR-15, wouldn't the kick of the gun knock that child over backwards? Steve DeRocco, good morning. Steve DeRocco, the original rock, the original Italian stallion. Listen to Someone Knows Something on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts. Darren, how cool is that? Darren is joining us from the island of Guam. Welcome in, Darren. That is so cool. Thank you for joining us from Guam. I got to believe it's afternoon in Guam right now. I don't know, but that would be my guess. Listening to Charity's broadcast, newscast.
Top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, the disabled vehicle we've working on Loop 410 eastbound near I-35 has been cleared, and we're not seeing any other accidents, stalls, or delays across the area. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Monday, partly cloudy with a high in the triple digits. A heat advisory kicks in at 1 o'clock this afternoon as the air temperature will reach up to 105 degrees across the I-35 corridor. Tonight's low 73. Right now we're at 75 degrees. 6:01 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. Well, friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to 2 more victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde. 10-year-old Alithia Haven Ramirez was laid to rest earlier yesterday. A visitation in Rosary was also held Sunday for 9-year-old Eliana Garcia. She will be laid to rest this morning. One of the mourners, who goes by Mario, says his 10-year-old niece was one of the victims of the school shooting.
I'm afraid. My wife is afraid. Everybody, as a friend, as a family, we are afraid to put our kids in.
Everybody knows gas prices jumped up 35 cents again. 35 cents.
Wow. Cowboys dance all last night featuring Russell Dickerson, Easton Corbin, Kevin Fowler, and more raised over $138,000. Every dollar from the event will be given to the First State Bank of Uvalde, which goes directly to
Darren J. Pichon is joining us from the island of Guam this morning. He said, good morning, San Antonio, checking in from the island of Guam.
Discharged Saturday afternoon. 2 Uvalde victims are still in the hospital's care, a 66-year-old woman and a 10-year-old girl. The hospital says the woman is in good condition and the girl is in serious condition. Meantime, the nation's lawmakers are focusing on gun control.
On the nation's capital as Congress gets to work this week on gun control bills.
Why?
They range from the familiar, like red flag laws, to the
Maybe
contentious, like an assault weapons
there's
ban.
not a reason other than somebody requested it.
That could be.
Change.
You know, the Royals are, man.
Yeah.
Entitled.
Whatever they want.
Entitled, man.
He says the assault weapons ban has the support of the president, who also wants to outlaw high-capacity magazines. Congress has already passed a bill to bolster background checks. That, though, stalled out in the Senate. Michael Board, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is calling on state leaders to move about $50 million in the state budget to buy bulletproof shields for school police officers. Patrick stated that he plans a budget execution letter this week to move the funds.
Thank you for the update, Darren.
Department of Public Safety. He says he wants to start buying the shields as soon as possible for every
9 p.m. in Guam, Monday night. 9 p.m. tonight in Guam.
Hey, see if you can get the lottery.
He's in the future, yeah. Darren, Mr. T would like the lottery numbers, please, since you're coming to us from the future.
To the reported shooting on Bloomdale near Loop 410. They found a woman in her late 30s or
I saw a little bit of Queen with Adam Lambert.
She was
They did We Will Rock You was part I thought. We had a champions, We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
Miss Elton John.
Now again, you do We Will Rock You. You do British songs. Elton John makes sense.
Multiple injuries in Philadelphia. The city's mayor is
Hi,
reacting.
Mr. Duran Duran. I miss Alicia Keys.
Surveillance video
Yeah, I
and
miss a
other
lot of it.
means to piece together information on suspects and a motive. Commissioner Danielle
Rod admitted before he started the song that the BBC made him sing it, and he asked the crowd to join in to, quote, make it more comfortable for me. Okay, that's just odd to begin with.
In addition
Yeah.
to the 3 deaths, 12 people were wounded. Mayor Jim Kenney, in a statement, pointed to a rise in crime that his city has been trying to uncover reasons for. He called this incident deeply troubling. Colonel Scott, Fox News.
Meanwhile, no arrests have been made yet in the investigation of a deadly shooting in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Police officers responded yesterday before sunrise to a shots fired call outside the nightclub. And police say in all 14 people were shot and 3 got hit by vehicles. Of those numbers, 2 people were shot dead and a 3rd person died after getting run over by a vehicle. Officers are on the hunt for multiple shooting suspects, but so far no arrests. The Bexar County Medical Examiner is working to identify 2 drivers killed in a head-on collision on I-37. San Antonio police say a wrong-way driver on the freeway near East Commerce Street collided with another car around 2:30 Sunday morning.
Jesus.
Both cars wound up in a grassy median after the accident. Both drivers were dead at the scene. President Biden is continuing to try to solve the increasing gas prices nationwide as a new poll reveals how dissatisfied Americans think he's doing with addressing the issue. Fox's Alexandria Hoff has more.
Even among Democrats, this ABC News poll shows that only.
When is Charlie's commentary coming?
When?
The next one, yeah.
625.
6:25. Because Connie asks, is Charlie retired? Charlie is not retired. We will hear from Charlie at 6:25 this morning and throughout the morning with his commentary.
The president's come out with his plan to fight inflation. It's not a plan. It's an embarrassment.
Ramon Rodriguez Martinez says, for Mr. T, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42. Thank you, Ramon.
One more time. 4,
8, 15, 16, 23, and 42. He just wrote those down.
I am going to buy a ticket and see if this wins.
You're going to give Ramon a cut if you win? Yeah.
If it's big enough, woo! I mean, come on, I got to ship it off to Guam. That's going to take time anyway.
Darren, your on-base gas prices are close to ours.
What is it on base?
On base $4.59 in Guam and off base $6.60. Yikes!
I think it hits $5 in the next 2 weeks.
We should do we should do it. The 3 of us should predict when it's going to hit $5.
Okay,
that'd be a fun.
I'll write it down
All right.
and we'll have it.
Yeah.
We'll have it ready for us because I saved these.
And when we do that, have Jeremy record the prediction, so we'll play back the audio. It's kind of a sick prediction, you know,
but hey,
sick contest,
hey,
but
hey.
that's where we are.
Where we are exactly.
Yeah, for those of you just tuning in, Darren is joining us from Guam this morning, where the gas prices on base $4.59 and off base $6.60. Charity, Tim, and I are going to predict what day. Now that's in San Antonio, so not state of Texas.
No,
San Antonio.
We don't care about the rest of the state of Texas. They do not matter to us. It's all about San Antonio. Because technically, I buy gas in San Antonio. I hardly ever buy it in Floresville. So, because it's for some reason to ship it out to Floresville, even if it's like 20 minutes outside, it costs more apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Jesse Bratton, good morning.
Because excellence glorifies God. This is not just talk, it's our calling, and it's our privilege to serve you. To learn more, visit us at Southwest.
David Munoz in early this morning at 6:08. What's his
You
deal?
must have a golf.
Yeah,
You play
that's
golf.
probably it.
Gotta get knocked out early so you can go hit the golf course. Hey, I'm on to him, man. I'm on to him.
We know your games, Munoz.
Yeah.
Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
San Antonio's first news on this Monday, the 6th day of June, which also happens to be the anniversary of D-Day. More on that coming up with Charlie Parker in less than 20 minutes. South Korea, U.S. launches missiles in response to North Korea's launches. Let's get traffic and weather. Read that bad up until I hit traffic.
On the northeast side,
Gotcha.
will be a Kuwait working on Loop 410 east.
Throws me off, dude.
Has been cleared.
Stop it.
And on the far west side of town, we're getting reports of an accident working on Bandera Road near Loop 1604, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Nancy.
Partly cloudy, partly sunny today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected both days. Forecast 105 degrees today and tomorrow. Wednesday, clouds in the morning giving way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected. Highs only in the lower 100s on Wednesday. 75 right now. First things first, I want to thank everyone who attended Cowboys Dance Hall last night for that benefit.
Yes.
For Uvalde and the victims in Uvalde shooting. $138,000 plus raised, and every dollar is going to the fund in Uvalde set up for the unfortunate victims and the families, and just that whole community still reeling from that shooting. And I don't know if you've noticed this. I know we've noticed the temperatures have gone up. It's hot now. Gas prices shot up 35 cents in about 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I paid $4.49 yesterday to fill up my car. So I started thinking, me and Chris were talking about this off the air. Charity, I'm going to ask you, when, and just give me a date, you don't have to give me an exact time, when do you think gas in San Antonio will hit $5 a gallon? So that would be, let's see, the end of this week, Friday. So Friday.
So that's the 12th plus 7. That's the 19th.
No, it would be the 17th because the 19th is Father's Day.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
so the 17th.
So the 10th, this Friday's the 10th.
Yes.
17th.
All right.
See, my Holmes High School math at work.
It's paying off, man. It's paying
6:12
off
in the morning.
Hey, at least you can tell the time on a non-digital clock.
Thank goodness.
That's
Yeah,
very
I
good.
learned that at Holmes High School.
All right, Chris. She has June 17th.
Yes.
What say you?
I am not superstitious. Oh, yes, I am. 13. Unlucky number 13. Gasoline in San Antonio will reach $5 on June 13th.
So next Monday, you're saying next Monday.
Yes.
All right. You guys are very, very optimistic, and I like that a lot. I'm going to go with this Saturday, 6/11, as the day that we hit $5 a gallon in San Antonio. Now, we will try to get this locked down to the parameters of, is it the first person that sees $5 a gallon, or do we let the listeners let us in when it's $5 a gallon? Well, now I need to start all over again. I'm still going with Saturday.
All right.
I'm going with this Saturday. So I have the 11th, you have the 13th. Charity has the 17th.
Now what happens? Whoever wins, what is that person? Do the other two buy a tank of gas for that? That would be very expensive if you lose.
I was going to go. The other two will chip in for a gallon.
A gallon.
Come on,
$2.50.
Yeah,
each.
you know where we work, right?
Right.
Okay, just check it.
Just
check it. Yeah, we will pitch in. Well, actually, we'll give you $6. That way you can buy a $1 lottery ticket. So there you go. All right, $6 for the winner, $3 from each loser. And aren't we all losers when it hits $5 a gallon anyway? I mean, it really comes down to it. We're all losers if it hits $5 a gallon anyway. But I just think it's going to happen sooner than later. I had this conversation with my wife yesterday after I got back from filling up my truck. I said, it's going to be $5 by this weekend, by next Saturday. She says, no. I said, yeah, look at the way it's going up. If it's going up in 35-cent increments.
Well, if that's true, if it doesn't start to slow down, then we're talking, what, 7 in July?
Oh, my gosh. I had a vacation in July.
Yeah.
I make it 7.
It's a little scary.
A little scary. How about really scary?
Yeah.
All right. You remember Happy Days? Remember when Fonz used to bang on stuff to get it to work?
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, he was on to something. I'll share that with you next. There's actually
Nice tease, sir.
Actually, there's a study. It's called.
Recorded Chris Waters charity one here.
Yeah, talk to her. She should have put the new one in there for you. In the Those Were the Days. Play something and then ask her, but they should be in there. Why do you guys wait till the last second to pull this shit?
I am more confident.
On News Radio
You find it?
WOAI.
Here's a question for you. No, I'm going to ask that some people aren't as stressed out about the future as you'd think they'd be. Answer? They're probably among the millions of Americans who have prepared themselves with emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. If the worst ever happens, literally millions of American families are she got it in there. With empty store shelves. Is yours? If not, go to mypatriotsupply.com right now and grab some emergency food kits. At least one for each member of your family. These kits give you a wide variety of delicious meals.
Yeah, it's called percussive maintenance.
1,000 calories per day.
And it's actually a real
Everything
thing.
stays fresh for
Percussive maintenance.
Yeah.
Never heard that term before.
by going to mypatriotsupply.com. Your order will ship fast and arrive discreetly in unmarked boxes. Listen, this is something you need to jump on
My
now.
sister just says
before
it's
the next
B-Day
news
for me. I got a
headline stuns the
colonoscopy at
world.
1
Go to
o'clock.
Yikes.
Why do you do it at 1 o'clock? I always do it at 1.
Yeah, because you've got to fast.
I do it in the morning, get them over with.
You think you get top dollar for your home no matter what, right? Well, it all depends on your realtor. Hey, it's Charity McCurdy. If you want to maximize your equity now while the market's hot, but you're worried about where to move next, Christopher Waters has an aggressive marketing plan to get the job done right. It's what Patricia from the Green Mountain Subdivision did. She reached out to Chris Waters to inquire about their multiple offers in 5 days marketing program. She was also worried about costly repairs she thought her home needed to sell for a decent price. Waters was able to get her the price she needed without repairs and made the whole process easy. Her home sold in under 5 days at full price. It's stress-free with Christopher Waters. There are no required costly repairs. You pick the move date. You can even stay in your home after the sale while you close on your dream home. There are no long-term
You know, that's how
contracts. You can
Dan used
cancel
to come in and
anytime.
fix shit.
Chris guarantees multiple offers
Yeah.
on your
You
home
would
in
bang
5
on it.
days, or he will sell it for free. Chris
He was
Waters
on
is
to
the
something.
only real estate agent I would recommend and trust with the sale of my home. Reach out to Chris and his team at 210-890-5777 or go online to ChristopherWaterswith2Ts.com.
Do you like going fast? Because
I do.
Hi. this
I
is
do.
Kevin Burton
Hi.
with John Wayne Service Company, number 27 race car. I'm encouraging you
Ow.
to join Fast Track to the Trades with John Wayne Service Company.
Hey, it's Randy Carroll. Jim Burton, driver of the 27 John Wayne NASCAR, knows
Jim
all
Burton.
about being on the fast track. Jim also
Jim
knows
Burton.
to stay ahead of the competition. You
Jim
have to
Burton.
have the proper training. And training like John Wayne offers that can help you to start a long-term, well-paying career in the trades. John Wayne will even pay for your training. How do you get started?
Enroll in the John Wayne
You
Academy
got-
for technical excellence today and change your life with a career in HVAC, plumbing, or electrical in just 90 days. Get paid to learn a trade. Take it from me. Get on the fast track to the trades and call John Wayne Service Company 293-6700.
The fast track to the trades. Only from John Wayne Service Company. Call or text 210-293-6700 or go to johnwayne.com. License number 1785C.
Sometimes you only have seconds. And the world can change right before your very ears. This is it. Stay informed.
We need to know what happened.
San Antonio's place for news. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this Monday morning edition of San Antonio's First News. Remember in Happy Days when the Fonz would walk up to the jukebox and just pop it and a song would start?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it looks like there actually might be science behind why sometimes the best way to fix your electronics is by smacking them. It's called percussive maintenance. And it's a sophisticated term for shaking, banging, or pounding on something to make it work. And it actually works especially well for products that have batteries or older electronics that have parts that might have become slightly out of line. But if you're going to try to fix things, just to let you know, tap them. Don't smack on them real hard. Just got to tap them. If you hit them too hard, you could mess up the inside, especially if it's like an iPhone or an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And We know that the percussive maintenance is a temporary fix. If you're at the point where you have an electronic device that you actually have to pick up and hit it, there's something wrong, and you might want to get it fixed. But it does. Look, I always thought our engineers around here were crazy because that's how they would come in and fix things sometimes. They would just pick it up and bang on it and it would work. And I thought, well, that's just odd. And it does. But apparently percussive maintenance is what it's called. So I can just see people right now just getting up and smacking their computers. Well, why not? If it works, try it.
First time I've heard the term percussive maintenance. I'm going to use that in conversation.
Okay, inside the ropes of San Antonio's First News. Every now and then this board in this room in here will get this buzz in it.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, our boss man, Brian, I was telling him about it. He came in and picked up the board and dropped it and the buzz went away.
Wow.
So percussive maintenance does work.
Nice.
All right, Charity, what else is going on? And that's no lie.
Yeah.
He just came in and picked it up like this and dropped it. And the buzz went away.
Somebody fired shots at a deputy and his canine over the weekend.
See, now they're shooting the dog.
The
hell, man.
Overturning Roe v. Wade from the high court by week's end, and the average San Antonio gas price is
Any word on when they're going to get the other cameras in here?
Christmas.
While the state average is at an all-time
That joint email, were you on that? He sent to engineers?
No.
I was on one that he sent to engineers. I responded and told them what we had in ticket and what we needed.
I saw that.
No answer.
I know.
No answer to
That's
that.
pretty normal.
Yeah. It's not Chris, we're on it. Not Chris, screw you. Not Chris, sorry, can't be done. Nothing.
The traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Ann's News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by PVA, Peripheral Vascular Associates. If you have diabetes, leg pain, or foot sores, you may have poor circulation, which can be dangerous. Get evaluated. Visit PVA, your leading circulation experts for 47 years. Learn more and schedule at fixmycirculation.com.
Mixture of clouds and sun today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected both days, right around 105 degrees. Wednesday, clouds in the morning, sunny in the afternoon. It's going to be record high temperatures expected again. Highs in the low 100s. We're at 75.
Need relief from heel pain? Call the Good Feet store at 210-598-8859.
Coming right up, Charlie Parker, his thoughts on the anniversary of D-Day, 78 years ago today. Did you notice that there was a big celebration this weekend to mark Queen Elizabeth's 70th anniversary on the throne? 70 years, her platinum jubilee. It was a big deal. Apparently, Saturday night there was a concert, a party for her. Now, she did not attend that because, did I mention she's been the queen for 70 years? Yeah. Look, it was interesting to say the least. I watched a little bit of it. I saw Queen with Adam Lambert do We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. Loved it. I missed Elton John, saw a little bit of Diana Ross, missed Alicia Keys, Duran Duran was there. But the one I did catch was Rod Stewart. Now, this was weird because he sang Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline. To be fair, right before he started the song, he said that the BBC made him sing this song. And then he asked the crowd to join in to, quote, make it more comfortable for him. Why they picked that song, I have no idea, but here's what it sounded like. And the crowd, most of them were into it. Most of them were singing. I know in the Royal Box, they kept showing, there was the Prince singing. Yeah, Prince William was singing it. The kids were dancing around. But Rod Stewart looked very uncomfortable singing that song.
It's not his song. Plus, what does it have to do with the Queen or being British or a British celebration? It's Neil Diamond's song. It's quintessentially American.
Yes.
Why are you singing that there?
Yeah. Or just maybe somebody in the royal family requested it. And they said, we'll get Rod Stewart to
maybe
do it.
Prince William really digs that song.
Yeah, because he's been to a Red Sox game, and
Yeah.
you can't go to a Red Sox game without that breaking out. But I just thought that was interesting. Kind of weird. Yes, I did watch a little bit of it because did I mention my wife has that fascination with the Royals? I don't know what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, there should be we learned percussive maintenance. There must be a term for an American who is just fascinated or obsessed with the Royals.
No, she's not obsessed, just fascinated.
Percussive Britishness. Percussive, royal percussive
I believe
syndrome.
It's called Anglophile.
Anglophile.
I believe that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that.
Anglophile.
We'll get the crack research staff on that during the break, but I believe that's what it's called.
Which is weird.
It is.
Why Anglophile? Why not a royal file?
The Queen file?
Yeah.
No, that would be if you're a big fan of Queen,
Yeah,
I
there
guess.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up at 6:40, Vladimir Putin has a warning for the United States. We'll share that with you. But right now, a look back at D-Day, 78 years ago. Here's Charlie Parker.
Today, Monday, June 6th,
Okay.
the 77th anniversary.
Well, Sherry's just not into this today,
I'm
is she?
Charlie Parker. You slept through history class.
Like I did.
It is the largest ever amphibious military invasion. Allied forces totaling about 156,000 who ultimately won the battle.
Allied forces
of World War II. The Allied nations that took part in the fighting.
Oh, God, what
were
now?
From the United States, the UK, and Canada, but also included forces from Australia, Belgium, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, France, Greece, New Zealand, Norway, and Poland. The invasion involved 11,500.
Oh, then we had a mass shooting in Nigeria, too. Forgot about that one.
Almost 7,000 total.
Who do they think they are, America?
I know.
1,200 combat
That
ships,
Westernism's
4,000
getting over
landing
there.
ships, 700 auxiliary craft, and 800 merchant vessels. As we know, there were a lot of major fatalities. How many killed or died is not exactly known, but best research estimates put together at about 44.
Wow, Montgomery's bases died.
United States soldiers.
Oh, he only played base from 83 to 94.
June 6, 1944, lasted 2 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days.
And Gordon is telling us that Sweet Caroline is performed at every soccer game in England.
Foundations of the Allied
So there's that.
on Western Front.
Don't make it right.
It's not fun reading, but it is required reading. I'm Charlie Parker.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head out to my car.
Wow.
So I'm looking for some earbuds to mitigate some of the sound on this. I'm trying to, from time to time, add in a second camera, but it won't last.
Here is our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is revealed tomorrow morning at 7.
Just when we thought that everything was coming back together again, another portfolio damaging crisis started. Maybe you heard of it. Ukraine, Russia. I'm Charlie Parker for Trajan.
How are you?
Markets are
I'm good,
experiencing
thanks.
a period of elevated volatility, and it's difficult
Yes.
not to have a knee-jerk reaction. Things like taking
Merryman,
your
ladies and
investments into safe havens like cash. It's extremely important to take the long view when it comes to investing. You may not know, stock market history has shown markets usually rebound.
And we're
quickly following
outdoors
the
at the
outbreak of a
palatial
conflict. 66% of the time,
iHeart
markets
building.
recover in a month or less.
And
82% of the time, they recover within
behind me.
a year.
Here's the
When you
palatial.
react to short-term
This
events by
palatial,
selling
look
and
at that,
going
fucking
to
big
cash,
palace.
it's like locking
I told
in
you
your
it's palatial.
losses by selling low.
Palatial
During the market
stone oak
returns, you need to pick the bad days
iHeart
with the
complex.
good ones. Bottom line, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Make sure your portfolio is diversified, and don't do it alone.
If I can
Get a
find it.
second opinion from an expert. Call Trajan will Paid endorsement, advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 five-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Yo, it's Mike Taylor for the official roofing company of Thunderdome, Roof Fix SA. That's right, Roof Fix San Antonio. Maybe you need a tune-up to your roof, right? A roof tune-up? That is an excellent way to prolong the life of your roof. Roof Fix tune-ups, they come with a free inspection and repairs to your roof where it's needed. And my boys at Roof Fix, they will also certify your entire roof 100% leak-free for a full 36 months. The tune-up comes with an annual drone inspection, but the best part of the package is that 100% of the cost of the tune-up will be applied to a new roof in the future when you need it. It's Roof Fix San Antonio. They will repair any and all roof leaks. A roof tune-up will correct attic ventilation. It'll replace missing or broken tiles and shingles and metal that might get up there. Seal pipes and vents and gaskets. Get your roof tune-up with the guys at Roof Fix San Antonio. Roof Fix SA.
Do you have an idea for a book? Fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Torrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Torrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Right now, and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little.
Connie says Charlie recorded is not the same as the grumpy old man in the studio.
Don't know what to tell you, man.
800-879-4098. That's 800-879.
Darren says much better than the old building. It's a little bit of an upgrade, Darren.
Services is here to help. Through June, AAA Auger is offering everybody who mentions this ad 10% off any plumbing service with savings up to $200. Everyone's prices are going up, so AAA Auger is taking theirs down. Save 10% on any plumbing service with savings up to $200 through June. Visit AAA-Auger.com or call 222-8437. AAA Auger, providing Texans with reliable and professional plumbing services for more than 60 years. License M37445.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeartRadio station.
Funerals continue for the victims of the Uvalde tragedy. Good Monday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we're getting reports of an accident working on Bandera Road near Loop 1604, so expect delays in the area. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number's 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by PVA, Peripheral Vascular Associates. If you have diabetes, leg pain, or foot sores, you may have poor circulation, which can be dangerous. Get evaluated. Visit PVA, your leading circulation experts for 47 years. Learn more and schedule at fixmycirculation.com.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Monday, partly cloudy with a high in the triple digits. A heat advisory begins at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Tonight's low around 73. Right now we're at 75 degrees. 6:33 at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to two more victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde.
10-year-old Alethea Haven Ramirez was laid to rest earlier yesterday. A visitation and rosary was also held yesterday for 9-year-old Eliana Garcia. She'll be laid to rest this morning. This comes as fundraisers are being held all over for victims' families. The iHeart Uvalde benefit concert at Cowboys Dance Hall last night, featuring Russell Dickerson, Easton Corbin, Kevin Fowler, and more, raised over $138,000. Every dollar from the event will be given to the First State Bank of Uvalde, which goes directly to the victims' families. For the love of kids, and Harley also donated $25,000 to help the community of Uvalde get through this difficult time. Eric Lanker, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The embattled police chief of Uvalde CISD still has a job despite being criticized for his handling of the Uvalde school shooting. As incident commander, Pete Arredondo made the decision to wait more than an hour for backup instead of ordering officers to take on the shooter who killed 19 students and 2 teachers, a decision state police called wrong. Many Uvalde residents had called on Arredondo to quit or be fired for his inaction, but a special board meeting at Uvalde CISD on Friday saw the board take no action against Arredondo. Although the agenda for Friday's meeting allowed the board to terminate Arredondo, the board declined to do so. The school superintendent is waiting on several investigations into the police response to play out. There is a focus on mental health after the recent mass shootings, and doctors say we need to attack the problem like we did COVID.
There's very little funding.
What, lock the whole country down?
Good
idea.
Intentional violence. Which
Let's
is
do it.
epidemic.
That's Dr. Ronald Stewart, who's chair of surgery at UT Health. He says the data should drive gun policy, not emotions. In the mid-90s, Congress barred the CDC from spending money to promote gun control. That's slowly changing. 2 years ago, lawmakers set aside $25 million to study the issue. Meantime, a Republican senator working on gun safety legislation says he's hoping legislation he's proposed for nearly a decade can be part of the solution.
Pennsylvania GOP Senator Pat Toomey has been working on expanding background checks on gun purchases since 2013. He said on CBS Face the Nation, he proposed tighter scrutiny on all commercial purchases, meaning
sales at gun shows, sales that are advertised over the internet.
He says some way to identify dangerous people is needed, but he added, how that will look when discussions are done is still a moving target. President Biden has called for legislation to limit access of violent weapons to dangerous people. Colonel Scott, Fox News.
Well, reports indicate that a massive migrant caravan is making its way.
Great, here we go again.
Fox's Brooks Seaman reports.
Officials and border states are bracing for what could be the largest migrant caravan ever.
Aren't they supposed to do that closer to the election, the midterms? Aren't they supposed to start that?
Well, it's a long trip.
Late July. Okay.
So it's a long trip. They got the heat's going to slow them down a little bit, so they're going to take their time. Plus, they might want to stop and see a few sites on the way.
Yeah,
that goes. You know, the largest ball of Mexican twine. You know, all that cool stuff.
Women and children. Organizer Luis Villagran tells Fox News that according to their
I don't think there's a Cadillac Ranch in Mexico, but you never know.
There could be.
Yeah.
Family exodus.
Well, the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack is set to hold 8 public hearings this month, the first coming Thursday. Committee Chair Benny Thompson of Mississippi has said the hearings will be a combination of primetime and daytime slots and will tell the story about what happened.
Gonna mess up the soap operas.
The U.S. fired 8 missiles early today in response to North Korea's short-range ballistic missile launches on Sunday. South Korea's military said its launch of 8 surface-to-surface missiles demonstrated the capability and readiness to carry out a precision strike against the North's launch sites or command and control centers. Defense experts say North Korea's launches yesterday were probably the communist state's biggest single test and came a day after South Korea and the U.S. ended joint military drills. It is 6:37. Traffic and weather together in a minute, but first, a check of your money in the world of business. Ed Corey is live at the Bloomberg News Desk.
Charity, good morning. As tourism continues to bounce back in San Antonio and the city's population grows, we're seeing pretty big returns for San Antonio's retail market. Houston-based NAI Partners says average asking rents for area retail properties hit an all-time high, $17.32 a square foot in May, up 5% from last year. Stock futures are climbing. The easing of COVID restrictions in China, boosting investor optimism, among other things. Dow futures up 271. The S&P futures are up 43 points. Stocks in London up more than 1%. Live with a Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
All right, thanks, Ed. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 and WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we do have an accident reported on Bandera Road near Loop 1604, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sponsored by In-N-Out Burger. At In-N-Out, our hamburgers are made with the highest quality ingredients, made fresh and by hand, made with a smile, and made to order just for you.
Hamburgers.
Good morning and happy Monday. Mostly cloudy, warm and humid.
Happy Monday.
Well through the morning. This afternoon, lots of sunshine and dangerous heat forecast high up to 103 degrees. Heat advisory from 1 to 8 p.m. A meteorologist Jeanette Kaya, News 4 San Antonio.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't sleep got you down. The sleep experts at Mattress Firm can help. Get a king bed for a queen price and save up to $500 off during the best Memorial Day sale ever. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying purchase.
Coming up next, those were the days. A look at this day in history brought to you by Brown Chevrolet, your Kim Commando digital life hack before 7 o'clock. So Vladimir Putin has a message for the United States. He says, you supplied long-range missiles to Ukraine and Russia will strike new targets. Now, he was on a Moscow TV program and added that delivering new arms to Ukraine would only serve to drag out the armed conflict for as long as possible. That makes sense, but we're not going to leave them helpless either. Now, if you remember, President Biden last week said that the U.S. is providing Ukraine with more advanced rocket systems as the Russian invasion continues. We're on day 100 of this thing, day 100. And if we send them long-range missiles, he says he will strike facilities we are not targeting. We'll go after, other places that they're not actually hitting right now. Should we be concerned?
He's got to learn he does not call the shots. He is the aggressor. Russia is the country committing the atrocities in Ukraine, killing people, civilians, military, children, women. So, yeah, sorry, Vladimir, get used to it.
Yeah, because we're going to, I'm not sure if they're long-range missiles, what exactly they are, but they're more advanced rocket systems going to Ukraine. Meanwhile, Putin is blaming the United States and Europe for problems in the global food and energy markets. He's insisting that the money that U.S. put in its economy during the pandemic drove up inflation and caused food prices to skyrocket. No, it's all our fault.
Yeah, it's called propaganda, and we don't know how much it is believed in Russia, but we're not buying it here in the United States.
I believe if you don't believe it in Russia, you end up in the who's gal.
Well, yeah, if you don't believe it and you go public with your disbelief, that's not good for you.
It's just unbelievable. This thing's gone on 100 days already. 100 days. We will get an update from San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill coming up at 7:40, a little less than 1 hour from right now. And I'm with you, Charity. I think this thing goes on for years. 100 days. It just seems like it's going to drag on and drag on because Ukraine's not laying down. We can only hope and pray for that. All right, up next, Those Were the Days. A look at this day in history, and it's brought to you by Brown Chevrolet.
Remodel with confidence with Bobo Custom Builders. Call 349-6160.
A lot of things, almost everything, does not last 75 years. That's 3/4 of a century. Buildings, cars, trees, the list just.
Did you watch any of the French Open?
I did not.
I saw a little bit of Nadal. It just bothers me watching that guy because he kicks his butt too much. It's like between every point, man. It drives me nuts.
Especially in the roofing business. But he's had two guiding principles that Belden Roofing still follows 75 years later. Integrity and always do the right thing. So what does 75 years in business mean to you? It means you can trust Belden to get the job done right and to make sure you're 100% satisfied with the roof and the job they did before they leave the job site. Just stands to reason. You don't stay in business that long if you're not taking care of your customers.
Hey, the one of band gun shows at the Freeman Coliseum?
Think reputation.
Yeah, that's what Wolf would like.
Set up your complimentary.
I have no problem with the gun safety education. I think anytime you buy a firearm, you should be required to take a gun safety class.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the big holdup in that is. I don't understand that.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
And I agree with the gun locks, man. If you have kids or anybody else in your house, your gun should be secured at all times.
the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free.
But gun shows, bad idea to begin with.
ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding
Yeah,
you.
but it is a
Its
free
powerful
enterprise.
technology
We are in the United
identifies
States of
people with the right
America, and it
experience
is free
and
enterprise.
actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified
Brian
candidates
doesn't know where he's
fast.
going.
So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay,
Oh, he's waiting for Chris Berry's coming in. That's why. He's waiting on Chris Berry.
Okay.
5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free.
Shit.
That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Gun detecting technology.
I can't believe we're already halfway through the year. If you had stopped struggling with CPAP and get better sleep on your to-do list for 2022, don't worry, there's still time. Now there's a treatment option that'll give you the sleep you've been dreaming of. It's called Inspire. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just a click of a remote. That's right, a button.
Man, and when's the last time you went to a theater?
Gosh, I can't remember.
There are no.
It might have been pre-pandemic.
There are no more people at the ticket window.
Wow.
You have to. Everything is done on a card, or
okay.
There was nobody.
Wow.
Nobody. Only person there was at the concession stand. That was it.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they encourage you to not use cash.
No mask, no hose.
They don't exactly say it, but you can't buy a ticket to get in the theater with cash.
Wow.
So it's weird. It's very weird.
We've had Connecticut in the Pack's house for over 15 years. Before we got it, we lost the water heater and we lost the dishwasher. We got smart. We got Connecticut now. We protect our appliances, protect our pipes, and our hair is softer, skin is softer. The soap lathers much quicker and better. Plus, the food tastes better. The coffee tastes better. It really is a world of difference. Hard water can damage appliances. Protect your appliances. No water stains or build up either. Be safe. Get a Connecticut. The last water softener you're ever going to own. Trust the product and the great people that bring you the product. Doesn't use any electricity. Connecticut water softener doesn't add any money to the energy bill. Forget bottled water with their K5 drinking water system. It's what we use. You can help the environment by keeping money in your wallet and ditching bottled water for good. Call Connecticut right now for a free water analysis. Connecticut is so sure that you're going to love your water, they will let you try it for 90 days for free. 656-PURE, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or go online, ConnecticutSA.com.
News has its own rhythm. You can't predict when it's going to happen.
Welcome in, Rudy.
Rudy. Oh, but he never gets tired of that, right?
4 or 5 times a day. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Those were the days brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. Will begin in 1844 when the first YMCA was founded in London by George Williams. On this day in 1932, the first United States federal tax on gasoline was enacted. The rate, a penny per gallon. I'm afraid to look up what that tax is today. On this day in 1933, the first United States drive-in to show movies opened in Camden, New Jersey, on Crescent Boulevard. Those first drive-in moviegoers got to see Wife Beware, a flick obviously not destined to become a classic. 1944, D-Day. Thousands of Allied troops invaded Normandy, France. The objective, open a second major European front in the battle against the Nazis. 1962.
It's been a hard day's night. I've been working.
I know.
It's a different mix.
Martin on this day, after listening to a playback of their audition tapes,
Martin said,
How much do you think we pay for federal gas tax
he
in
changed his
Texas?
mind after meeting the group.
It was
however,
1
and the
cent
rest
when they
is
first
music
enacted it in
history.
1932. What do you think it is today?
United States Senator
58
Robert
cents.
F. Kennedy.
Man,
died
close,
at
38.
1:44 a.m. Pacific
Still a
time
lot,
at
man.
Good Samaritan Hospital. His death came 25 and a half hours after he was shot at the Ambassador Hotel by Sirhan Sirhan. Kennedy was 42. And in 1990, a federal judge in Fort Lauderdale declared the Two Live Crew album, As Nasty as They Wanna Be, to be obscene. That decision was later overturned. Birthdays. Today's birthday. If today's your birthday, happy birthday to you. You share your birthday with one Nathan Hill, an American patriot and Revolutionary War military officer. I only regret that I had but one life to lose for my country. And he lost it. Captured by British troops while spying for General George Washington, executed in 1776 at the age of 21. Born on this day in 1932 in San Antonio, David R. Scott, NASA astronaut, Gemini 8, command module pilot, Apollo 9, also Apollo 15, and drove the first lunar rover on the moon as commander of Apollo 15. David R. Scott today is 90. Birth date, Levi. Levi Stubbs, you know him as Levi Stubbs, lead vocalist of the Four Tops. Classic voice. Died October 17th, 2008. Bjorn Borg, tennis champion, turned 66 today. Won the French Open 6 times. 5-time Wimbledon champion, and all of those were consecutive. And certainly not least, Aaron Sorkin, film, television producer. A Few Good Men, West Wing, Sports Night, Sunset Strip, Charlie Wilson's War, Social Network, Moneyball, and The Newsroom. Aaron Sorkin is 60.
And here's some of the stories we're following for you this Monday morning. 9-year-old Ellie Garcia will be remembered in a funeral mass this morning as families continue to say their final goodbyes to the victims of the Uvalde school shooting. At least a dozen people are dead after another weekend of mass shootings across the country. More than 250 conservative gun owners, including multiple billionaires with a history of donating to Republican candidates, are calling for gun safety measures. And today marks the 78th anniversary of D-Day. We'll have the latest coming up. Right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we do have an accident reported on Bandera Road near Loop 1604, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Visit Blindster.com now to save 50% off during the Memorial Day sale. Sale ends soon, so shop today. Blindster.com.
A mixture of clouds and sun today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected both days. We're talking close to 105 degrees. Wednesday, some clouds in the morning, sunny skies in the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected. Highs forecast about 102 degrees. 75 right now. Your Kim Commando digital life hack coming up in just minutes. So the first federal gas tax was enacted on this day in 1932. The rate was 1 penny per gallon. Right now, in the state of Texas, the federal gas tax is 38.4 cents on every gallon of gasoline. So in 90 years, it went up 37.5 cents. It's not bad. It's not bad. And it was on this day in 1933, the first U.S. drive-in opened in Camden, New Jersey. Man, I'm trying to remember the last movie I saw at a drive-in, but I used to go to drive-ins a lot.
Oh, they were great.
They were fantastic. Now, Charity, were there drive-ins around when you were growing up? Never.
Never, ever in your life. Whoa.
But they're not that big. The theaters are not that big. It's not that far to the bathroom, actually. But it is a walk. You have to get out of your car and walk to the. But see, as far as concessions go, you can just bring that in with you because you're in your car.
Tim, high school,
God.
drive-in,
It was great.
on a date.
Oh,
you're in your car. I mean, come on. It was nirvana.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Plus, you could sneak beer in.
Exactly. See, I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
After I got out of high school, in the San Pedro Drive-In, which is
Oh,
right down the
yes.
street from here, used to do those. It would turn into a party, is what it was.
Now, did you ever in your vehicle put people in the trunk, or were you ever one of the high school guys hiding in the trunk? That's how we would get lots of people into the drive-in theater, Charity. You would put like 7 dudes in the trunk of your car, and only 2 would have to pay.
Yes.
Who's ever in the front of the car? Oh yeah, once you get in,
Well,
you open it up
It
and you
depends
let
on
them
whether you
out.
liked them or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to terrorize them, you leave them in there for a while.
I actually got in the trunk of my brother-in-law. He wasn't my brother-in-law at the time. He was just dating my sister. We went to go see Billy Jack at the Valley High Drive-In.
Woo!
And I got in the trunk, and the whole time I'm thinking, he's not letting me out of here. He is not going to let me out of this trunk, but he did.
Good man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that too. But no, for the 70s, we weren't as discerning about audio as we now are.
We really didn't
It,
care.
it was like, yeah, but no, if you heard those speakers, Charity, you would cringe.
Yes.
Over the sound quality. But it was the 70s, the early 80s. We didn't care.
No, we just did not care. And the fun part was waiting after the movie to see how many people would drive off with those speakers still stuck on their car. It happened a lot. It happened. And now in the, as the technology advanced, actually you pull into a drive-in because they're still around.
Mm-hmm.
You just turn your car to an FM frequency, and then that's where you get the movie from.
That's very cool.
Yeah, of course your battery dies while you're sitting in there watching the movie, but other than that, it's fine. It's fine. All right, coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll check in with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast and San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill.
Ever Google yourself and find all the personal details about you out there?
God, drive-in. I used to blast at drive-in.
Yeah.
They were cheap.
Do you remember that Cheech and Chong album where they're sneaking somebody into that, and somebody goes, and somebody's in there and he's peeing into the trunk?
Yes, I do remember that.
Let me out!
Good time.
Google will
Yes.
provide personal info such as bank account and credit card numbers, medical records, things like that. And good news, you can now request that your phone number, email address,
All right.
medical address, and
See where we are.
be removed from Google search results. You submit the request, Google reviews it, then you'll eventually be notified if they took action or decided not to. That's the easy part, but something to keep in mind. While you might be successful in getting Google to remove your information from search results, if your personal details are on a site not indexed by Google, say a people search site, your private details are still there. We have a link to that Google removal form on my site, commando.com. That's KOMANDO.com. School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get
Gordon, the reason Rod Stewart states that the BBC made him perform the song Sweet Caroline is because BBC Radio 2 listeners voted the song as the one that they wanted to hear performed live at the Jubilee. It won by an overwhelming margin. And because the song's popularity in England at sporting events, the BBC requested that Rod Stewart perform the song. Thank you, Gordon. Matt Shearer, how you doing, Matt? I will pay, Tim stepped out of the studio at the top of the hour here. I will pass that along to him.
Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program. So graduating has never been easier.
Noah Escamilla, quick question. There are tons of commercial breaks during this show, more than the old sports show. At least it seems that way. Am I correct? Noah, you are correct. WOAI has a huge audience. Therefore, advertisers want to advertise. There's a backlog of advertisers wanting to advertise on WOAI because it's got a huge audience. So yes, your ears are not deceiving you. there are more commercial spots on this station.
If you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to
It is not your imagination, Noah.
just call Christopher Waters. Catherine from
Tracy, I have voted in every election since 1982, including school board, constitutional issues, and bonds. Yeah, I was first eligible to vote, Tracy, in 1978, and I did vote in the fall election of 1978. I turned 18 in August of 1978. I remember I voted for Bob Kruger for Congress in that election. Bob Kruger passed away a couple of years ago, I think, like 1 to 2 years ago. Out of New Braunfels was Bob Kruger. Bob Kruger won. Sam Tobias, I tell people that are asking if I would vote for the candidate they're presenting. If I wanted to hear BS, I would still be working for Walmart. Yeah, Sam, I understand your position. I just think, pick an issue that you care about, and certainly one of them is gun control, one way or another, wherever you are on that issue. And that is certainly something, if you agree with Greg Abbott that gun regulations should be very lax in this state, including, no need for a permit. Pretty much anybody of age can buy a firearm. If that's, you're cool with that, you'd vote for that side. If you think there should be more regulations, then you may want to vote for the other side. That's just one issue. There's all kinds of other issues. I meant to thank you, Noah. Thanks for jumping in here, man. John, you mentioned this about Quinn Snyder. He will be, and it's not just me saying this, a lot of experts will tell you, Quinn Snyder, who just stepped down yesterday as head coach of the Utah Jazz, a one-time coach of the Austin Toros, now the Austin Spurs, in the Spurs organization. Quinn Snyder, although not real successful in the playoffs, 21-30 was his playoff record with the Utah Jazz, regarded as a very, very, very good coach. Whenever Greg Popovich does step aside, if Quinn Snyder were available, I think he certainly would get a look. He'll be high on everybody's list. I still say, and I've said it all along, I think Becky Hammon is still in the mix as the possible next Spurs head coach. I think she, and this is all speculation on my part, but I think she learned from Coach Pop. He's going to stick around a little longer. And the only thing on her resume that was missing was head coaching experience. And we've seen her start as head coach of the Las Vegas Aces. I know they got out to a 9-1 start, the best start for any head coach in WNBA history. So that's only going to season her more as a head coach and an executive. Matt Shearer says, I am a tremendous Becky Hammon fan. I am too. I like her a lot.
Expanding background checks and raising the age to legally purchase a gun to 21. The letter also expressed support for Texas Senator John Cornyn, who is leading the GOP in talks on bipartisan gun safety legislation. Cornyn told Politico it would be embarrassing if Congress didn't act in response to the shootings.
Yeah, I would imagine. And here's one of the reasons, Becky Hammon might be she spent so much time in that Spurs organization with Coach Pop. Quinn Snyder, although he's got the head coaching successful experience at Utah, he was with the Austin Toros, but, Becky has more corporate knowledge, sitting there on the bench with Coach Pop. If you want someone who's more understanding of his philosophy and this culture, you know, she would be the choice, I think. Matt Shearer wants to know if you've been keeping track of the Chicago Cubs.
Yes, I have. Unfortunately, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Unfortunately, are they not doing well?
Yeah, not really. It's another rebuilding year.
Friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to two.
Do you want me on board with Apelka?
It's up to you.
Olivia Haven Ramirez was laid to rest earlier Sunday. A visitation and rosary was also held yesterday for 9-year-old Eliana Garcia. She will be laid to rest this morning. One of the mourners, who goes by Mario, his 6-year-old niece, was one of the victims of the school shooting.
I'm afraid. My wife is afraid. Everybody, you know, as a friends, as a family, we are afraid to put their kids in the school.
And this comes as fundraisers are being held all over for the victims' families. The I Heart Uvalde benefit concert at Cowboys Dance Hall last night, featuring Russell Dickerson, Easton Corbin, Kevin Fowler, and more, raised over $138,000. Every dollar from the event will be given to the First State Bank of Uvalde, which goes directly to the victims' families. Meantime, a wave of gun violence left dozens injured and dead in multiple states over the weekend. It started Saturday night with a fight between two men in Philadelphia's South Street district, which escalated into gunfire. The shooting killed 3 people and hurt 12 more in an area known for its bars, restaurants, and music venues. The New York Times reports that a few hours later, a mass shooting outside a Chattanooga, Tennessee bar killed 3 and hurt more than a dozen others. A shooting early Sunday left 3 dead and 2 others hurt in Saginaw, Michigan. And shootings in Phoenix,
Yes, we know there's a drive-in in New Braunfels.
also resulted in at least 3 weekend deaths and multiple injuries, many of them children. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office is investigating after somebody fired shots at a deputy and his K-9 over the weekend. The shooting happened around 11 o'clock Saturday night as a deputy with the gang unit was training his dog in Rosedale Park. When he realized somebody was shooting at him, the deputy called for the park police. They detained a man nearby who was evidently on drugs. He ran from the officers who tased him and arrested him for evading arrest. A state senator from Harris County is calling for changes in how violent offenders are moved from place to place.
Senator John Whitmire says he will demand a policy change requiring a trailing vehicle behind a bus transporting high-risk inmates. Last month, convicted murderer Gonzalo Lopez escaped the transport bus and was on the run for 3 weeks. Lopez killed a man and his 4 grandchildren, stole their truck, and was killed last Thursday in a shootout with police near San Antonio. Whitmire says if the Texas Department of Criminal Justice doesn't act, he'll propose a bill in January when legislature reconvenes. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The group Rise Up for Abortion Rights is taking responsibility for interrupting Pastor Joel Osteen's sermon at Lakewood Church in Houston yesterday. Over a dozen activists stripped down to their undergarments and shouted expletives and pro-abortion slogans before being escorted out of the building. The activists were protesting in response to a leaked U.S. Supreme Court draft opinion last month, suggesting a majority of the court could overturn the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision that made abortion legal nationwide. The High Court could release its decision by week's end. It is 7:07. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 at WOAI. And check of your traffic and weather together coming up.
Hi, it's Drew Pearson for my friends at WellMed. As a Hall of Famer, I love it when a quarterback and receiver have a great connection. You could be part of a great connection too, connecting WellMed's high-quality healthcare with the highest-rated Medicare.
You know, we just don't hear enough from Drew Pearson.
We don't.
Call 210-436-6005
Love me some Drew Pearson.
or visit wellmedhealthcare.com/connect.
Drew Pearson is a paid spokesperson. Other plans are accepted. For full enrollment details, visit Medicare.gov.
It's hot, it's humid, it's Texas. You know we're in for a long, hot summer. Nolan Ryan for American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat back the hot Texas sun once and for all with the cool, clean home comfort of American Standard. Consumer testing says American Standard is one of the best, but your family comfort means the most. It's that important, and it's what we do in Texas. Stay cool.
Thank you, Matt.
Peace of mind is everything in this.
Thanks for checking in with us, Matt Shearer.
AmericanStandardAir.com.
Dad, I just
Yes,
love
my
new
fellow
Master Suite remodel,
Cub
and it was
fan.
so
Yes.
smooth.
Morgan, your concepts and our design team really shined. But what do you think our clients would appreciate the most?
Definitely the daily communication. Every morning there was a text message telling me
My,
exactly what
I
to
never
expect
lived there,
that
but
day.
the
Everyone
generation
felt
before me and my
happy.
parents were from East Chicago, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Hometown of Greg Popovich, but they're all Cubs fans. So my dad and my brother and my sister have been to Wrigley Field many years
I've
ago.
been once.
Early 60s.
I've been once.
Yeah.
Me and the wife made a trip there specifically because I had to go.
Was it all you had hoped?
Phenomenal.
Great
time. And then we went to Denver to go see the Cubs and the Rockies for 2 games. So, and I've been to Houston to see him play there, and that's about it.
Yeah, when they were in the series, in honor of my ancestors, I got a Cubs hat, and I was pro Cubs for that series.
Oh, I never forget that. I mean, won the World Series. It was a great time for me.
Matt says he roots for the St. Louis Cardinals. You can't root for both, Matt.
San Antonio's first news on this Monday, the 6th day of June. It's the anniversary of D-Day. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Coming up, less than 10 minutes, we'll check in with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. And then at 7:40, San Antonio First News, national correspondent Rory O'Neill, the latest on the situation in Ukraine and gun legislation advancing in the Senate following more weekend shootings. He's got details on both of those coming up at 7:40. Let's get traffic and weather.
On the far west side of town, we do have an accident reported on Bandera Road near Loop 1604, so expect delays. Also on the south side, we have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of I-10 westbound near I-37. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Mixture of clouds and sun today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected both days, right around 105 degrees. Wednesday, clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected, but it's going to cool down a bit. It's only expected to be around 102 degrees. 75 right now.
San Antonio's first news with John Clark.
If you like heat, then it's going to be a really beautiful day. We have a heat advisory in effect from 1 o'clock this afternoon till 8 o'clock this evening. Air temperature of 100 to 105 degrees across the I-35 corridor in the Hill Country and 105 to 110 across the Rio Grande Plains. It's just going to be hot. It's June in South Texas.
Yeah.
Do we expect any less? And all week long, it looks like it's going to be over 100.
Yeah, this is usually late July, early August for triple digits.
So does that mean in late July and early August we'll get a cool down, or is it going to get even hotter?
118.
Yeah. I didn't spend a lot of time outside over the weekend, but every time I did go out, I went, yeah, it's kind of hot. It's kind of hot out here. AC, ceiling fans, shorts, flip-flops. I loved it. Well, a string of shootings left at least 15 people dead and more than 60 others wounded in 8 states this weekend. We'll have more on that coming up. But you remember we were talking about this last week, the company that controls the Elvis Presley's name and likeness, putting an end to those Elvis-themed weddings in Las Vegas?
Yes.
And we're wondering who to blame. Well, we now know who not to blame. Priscilla Presley. TMZ caught up with her over the weekend. She said she had nothing to do with the band, and it sounded like what I saw that she didn't even know about it. Now, the company that caused all the chaos, Authentic Brands Group, says this was all miscommunication. Now, they did say that they've talked to a small number of Vegas chapels to make sure that his name, image, and likeness were handled properly. So they're not going away. They just want to make sure they're getting their cut, is what I see. So if you want to get married by an Elvis impersonator in Las Vegas, yes, you can still get that done. Come on, it's one of the allures of going to Vegas. If you're going to get married, is getting married by an Elvis impersonator.
Totally agree.
But no, I wanted to so bad when I was getting married. I wanted to go to Vegas and get married. And I wanted an Elvis impersonator to do it. And my future wife, who is now my wife, talked me out of it because I really did want to do it. Actually, what it came down to, because then I said, okay, if we're not going to go to Vegas, how about we just go to the JP and get it done? And she says, well, you're the only son. I don't think that's going to go over well, and I don't want to go into your family by starting trouble to start with. So yeah, I called my mom and told her we were going to go to JP, and she said, no, you're not. You're going to have the wedding right here at our house. So that's how that all came about. Yeah, that's why she's still around. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. She puts up with me. She's a saint. She's a saint. Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast joins us coming up.
More time helps you know if you can be able to make it to work on time. More plans.
Heat, guns, and Elvis. You don't get that anywhere. I'm sorry. You just don't.
News, weather, traffic.
More and more people every day.
And so much more.
Stay up with current events.
Need to know what happened? I wake up, I turn on the radio.
Get more. Stay informed
I am more confident.
on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
If being active, having a healthy lifestyle is part of your goals, if you're having a hard time, bring you down, get into the Good Feet store.
I love
The
little baby
salespeople at the
ducks.
Good Feet store are trained to find the problem that's causing your pain. Stand, walk, and play longer. Good Feet stores help thousands of people live a better life, and they can help you. Get in for that free test walk today. You deserve comfort in your life. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA, and there are no shots, no surgery.
Yeah, if it's cool, I'll ask him a question.
Okay.
Opelka.
Okay. It's cool.
Giveaways are coming in hot with over $200,000 in cash and prizes. Visit our website, LuckyEagleTexas.com.
Officer John, what's up, my brother?
Entertainment, and sign up for your Players Club card to enter our big wrapped up giveaway for your chance to win $25,000 in cash and drive off the lot in a brand new 2022 Dodge Durango. Amazing food, weekly entertainment, and a wonderful experience at Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
Stop avoiding your erectile dysfunction issue. Peak Performance for Men is offering their best offer yet. Call today to book your free consultation and free blood flow evaluation. Peak Performance for Men helps over 80% of men who receive the treatment experience long-term improvement. All it takes is one phone call for a free consult. Call 830-410-8181. That's 830-410-8181.
For luxurious outdoor living space, call Bobo Custom Builders. Whether it's an outdoor kitchen, chic pool house, or a patio haven, Bobo will work with you every step of the way. Call 210-349-6160 or visit BoboCustomBuilders.com.
If you've been hurt in a crash, do your research. You'll find plenty of lawyers out there. They'll probably do a fine job, but ask yourself, is fine really good enough for you and your family? Don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today. San Antonio, Texas.
Sometimes you only have seconds. Tick-tock, and the world can change right before your very ears. This is it. Stay informed.
We need to know what happened.
San Antonio's place for news. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together, then our visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. We got a message that wanted us to know that there's still a drive-in theater in New Braunfels, Texas, Charity. So you could still have time to possibly take the family to a drive-in. They have them at night. It's a lot cooler than it is during the daytime. And it's hard to see a drive-in movie during the day, just so you know.
And you can't go through life without ever having gone to a drive-in theater. You gotta go to New Braunfels. You gotta make it happen. It's Americana. It's a piece of history.
I'm with Chris on this one. You can't live the rest of your life never going to a drive-in. You just have to do it.
You got to do it. And we want video evidence.
We'll get the schedule for you, Charity. We'll let you know what movies are coming up, and we'll go ahead and schedule a night for you if you don't mind. All right, what else is going on, Charity?
A weekend of more mass shootings across 8 states that left at least 15.
We should all go.
Yes.
So she doesn't feel alone.
Right.
Ellie Garcia says to be laid to rest this morning.
And I remember when Valley High, the drive-in, because that's where I grew up over in that neighborhood. I had friends that lived real close to the theater. They actually went X-rated for a little bit. We used to sit in this guy's backyard and watch him without sound.
Beautiful.
Great.
Yeah.
Good time.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side of town, we have an accident reported on Bandera Road at Loop 1604. Expect delays. On the north side, we have road debris reported in the 2 left lanes of I-10 westbound near Calabria. And on the south side, we have a disabled vehicle reported on the right shoulder of I-10 westbound at I-37. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment. Power buys are back at Northern Tool and Equipment. For a limited time, save $50 on their Ironton garden hose reel cart or 25% off a battery minder battery charger. Now only $29.99. Shop in store or online at northerntool.com.
Your Weather Channel 3-day forecast, hot, hot, and hot. Highs today and tomorrow around 105, 102 on Wednesday, 75 right now. You hear that music, you know it's time for a daily visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka Podcast. This segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. So, Mike, it looks like the televised House January 6 hearings start this week. What do I need to know before I don't watch? You sound great.
Mike, this is Chris. We've got primaries taking place in 7 states this week. What are some of the stories you're following there?
Oh yeah, that's going to be real big. And meanwhile, gas prices hit another new record yesterday, and diesel keeps jumping up. But I'm sure that will not affect food prices, right? Okay. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. We need to be a little smarter at a lot of things. Mike, always appreciate the visit. That's Mike Opelka, host of the Pure Opelka podcast. You can catch him each and every weekday morning at this time.
Hello, I'm Randy Adams, buyandsellercars.com. I buy the good, the bad, and the ugly in cars and trucks. Be sure and give me a call, 830-708-4789. And go to YouTube.
That one good.
Randy Adams,
Woo! That one good.
Yeah. The good, the bad, and the ugly about the car business.
Hi, it's Mr. G. I'm here with Matt McConnell, the big dog from San Antonio RVs. Well, it's a new week, which means it's the best time to get into the locally owned and operated San Antonio RVs. Start at sanantonioRVs.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on there, or you'll see at SanAntonioRVs.com that we're a proud supporter of the San Antonio Food Bank, and then you can shuffle through all the new and pampered pre-owned RVs and find something that's right for you and your family, and let's get out and start doing it.
Yeah, because it's about that time. Weather's changing. You want to get out and see the great state of Texas or the great country of the United States. The best way to do that is in a brand new or pampered pre-owned San Antonio RV.
Yeah, it's a great time to do it, especially now. You know, head up towards Ames Lake, someplace that's got some water, someplace that's cool, and the kids will have the time of their life.
Yeah, keeping those kids happy is always important. First place to start, SanAntonioRVs.com, or you can head out to the original location near Seguin or the new baby out in Spring Branch, because you stack them all deep.
And sell them all cheap.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Charity. Everywhere you turn, you see the effects of inflation. And while the housing market's still going strong, there's no telling how long it'll last. Catherine from Hot Wells, she turned to Christopher Waters to make sure she got top dollar for the sale of her home. After no results in 144 days, she fired her old agent, hired Chris Waters. The Waters team, they handled everything quickly and professionally. After sitting on the market for 5 months with another realty, her home sold in less than 30 days over asking with Chris Waters. It's stress-free with Christopher Waters. There are no required costly repairs. You pick the move date. You can even stay in your home after the sale while you close on your dream home. There are no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Chris guarantees multiple offers on your home in 5 days, or he will sell it for free. Chris Waters is the only real estate agent I would recommend and trust with the sale of my home. Reach out to Chris and his team at 210-890-5777 or go online to ChristopherWaterswith2Ts.com.
Mike Belden began working for his parents in the office of the family roofing and supply business at age 12. After college, Mike went to work full-time for Belden Roofing and focused on expanding the company's customer base.
Yeah, Vicky and John, we don't, we're waiting on the engineers to patch in the audio for the guests. We're hoping that happens soon, but we can't control that currently. Unfortunately, we just hear the guests through our ears and cannot patch that into this system yet. It is doable. We do it over at Ticket 760, but the engineers have not set that up in this studio yet, which is too bad. And I apologize for that, but they have been emailed and contacted, and hopefully they will do that soon.
License 363-080 and 18580. I hate a train to bulk train. Don't waste your time on that grocery store liquid. Call me, Wacky Zacky, the drain opening magician. How much do you charge? $80 if we could open it with a 30-foot drain snake. How often does that work? About 9 times out of 10. What about that 10th?
Funeral services for the mass shooting victims. Good Monday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far west side, we are getting reports of an accident working on Bandera Road at Loop 1604. On the north side, we have road debris reported in the 2 left lanes of I-10 westbound near Calabria. And on the south side, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of I-10 westbound near I-37. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number's
Here's the
785-2604.
weather forecast from News 4. Actually, that's Fox 29. Siobhan Anders, I thought she was on News 4, but she's on Fox 29 this morning. 104 for San Antonio, 110 in Catula, 107 in Pearsall, 106 in Uvalde.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Monday, partly cloudy with a high in the triple digits. A heat advisory will be in place beginning at 1 o'clock. Tonight's low 73. Right now we're at 76 degrees, 732 at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Well, friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to 2 more victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde.
10-year-old Alethea Haven Ramirez was laid to rest earlier yesterday. A visitation and rosary was also held yesterday for 9-year-old Eliana Garcia. She'll be laid to rest this morning. This comes as fundraisers are being held all over for victims' families. The I Heart Uvalde benefit concert at Cowboys Dance Hall last night, featuring Russell Dickerson, Easton Corbin, Kevin Fowler, and more, raised over $138,000. Every dollar from the event will be given to the First State Bank of Uvalde, which goes directly to the
we give it like
families.
3 days promotion. We get $138,000. That ain't bad.
To help
Yeah.
the community of Uvalde get through this difficult time. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The embattled police chief of Uvalde CISD still has a job despite being criticized for his handling of the school shooting. As incident commander, Pete Arredondo made the decision to wait more than an hour for backup instead of ordering officers to take on the shooter who killed 19 students and 2 teachers, a decision state police called wrong. Many Uvalde residents had called on Arredondo to quit or be fired for his inaction, but a special board meeting at Uvalde CISD on Friday saw the board take no action against Arredondo. The school superintendent says he's waiting on several investigations into the police response to run their course. Several high-level GOP donors are calling for gun safety measures in response to the Uvalde school shooting. The Texas Tribune reports more than 250 conservative gun owners, including multiple billionaires with a history of donating to Republican candidates, signed a letter backing red flag laws, expanding background checks, and raising the age to legally purchase a gun to 21. The letter also expressed support for Texas Senator John Cornyn, who is leading the GOP in talks on bipartisan gun safety legislation. And it was a violent weekend in America with several mass shootings in Philadelphia, Chattanooga, Phoenix, and South Carolina. And this follows the president's call to Congress for action on gun control after the Buffalo supermarket
Not
shooting
much.
and the Uvalde
On Friday,
shooting.
Buffalo Bison's minor league baseball,
On ABC's This
an
Week on
inside
Sunday,
the park
and
grand slam.
this question,
Wow. I mean, I've seen inside the park home runs before, but the guy, the right fielder, just didn't play the ball well, tried to, dive for it. It went past him, emptied the base.
Everybody went, wow, that's amazing.
Inside the park grand slam.
My goodness.
Yeah.
background checks for gun ownership, but House Minority Whip Steve Scalise, appearing on Fox News Sunday, said the mindset about the issue has to change.
Let the authorities take
And look,
action
aren't
if it's
these reporters
necessary
getting younger and younger where they look like they're like 12 or 13?
They really are. Yeah.
Is that just because we're getting so old, or?
I think that's part of it, and I think also they they don't have to pay the younger ones of those that are breaking. I think there's like a youth movement in general.
She's 12.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
Vehicle behind a bus transporting high-risk inmates. Last month, convicted murderer Gonzalo Lopez escaped from a transport bus and was on the run for 3 weeks. Lopez killed a man and his 4 grandchildren, stole their truck, and was killed last Thursday in a shootout with police south of San Antonio. Whitmire says if the Texas Department of Criminal Justice does not act, he will propose a bill in January when the legislature reconvenes. The House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack is set to hold 8 public hearings this month. Garrett Hakey has reports.
A series of televised hearings beginning Thursday night. The committee members suggest will link the assault by supporters of former President Trump to a wider plot to overturn President Biden's 2020 election victory stemming from the Trump White House.
Committee Chair Benny Thompson of Mississippi has said the hearings will be a combination of primetime and daytime slots and will tell the story about what happened. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is facing a confidence vote today on his leadership of the Conservative Party and the UK government. Members of Johnson's party started calling for the vote after months of pressure over parties he put on while the UK was supposed to be locked down during the pandemic restrictions in 2020 and 2021. More than half the Conservative Party members of Parliament would have to vote no confidence for Johnson to get tossed out. Well, the city of San Antonio is operating nearly 3 dozen cooling centers to help residents cope with triple-digit heat in the forecast. The cooling centers were open over the weekend in 24 libraries and 2 community centers. Another 9 cooling centers open today in senior centers around the city. All cooling centers will operate during normal business hours. It is 7:37. Traffic and weather together in just a minute. But first, to check up your money in the world of business. Ed Corey is live at the Bloomberg News Desk.
Charity, good morning. We are just about an hour away from the market open now, and stocks are set to open higher. Dow futures up 290, S&P futures up 47 points. Investors are excited about an Amazon 20-for-1 stock split and also the easing of some COVID restrictions in China. Americans are tipping less than they did before COVID.
If the gas really does get to $7 a gallon, what the hell am I gonna
Americans
do,
say they
man?
always tip in a sit-down restaurant. That's down from
We've been here for a
75%
couple
last
days
year,
a week.
77%.
Jeez.
In 2019, the
Thank God I got
exception,
rid of my
the
truck when I
barber
did.
or the hairstylist.
Got that smaller car now,
Yeah.
and I'm getting 35 miles per gallon, man. Thank God.
Dow futures are up
I'd
292
be
points. Live at the Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
All right, thanks, Ed. No matter where you are,
Thanks, Ed.
we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far northwest side, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of I-10 westbound at Los Angeles Parkway. Also on the northwest side, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of I-10 eastbound at Callahan Road. And on the north side, we're getting reports of road debris in the 2 left lanes of I-10 westbound near Labor Road. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Good morning and happy Monday. A few clouds around this morning with warm temperatures and high humidity. This afternoon, plenty of sunshine and scorching heat. Humidity should come down some. Forecast high of 103 degrees. I'm meteorologist.
Yeah, Luisa, I agree with you on Pete Arredondo. I don't know how he can coexist in that community, you know, with so many family members and friends of those children who were murdered, and clearly it was botched. And
San Antonio's first news on this Monday, the 6th day of June. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel, we're waiting on our hookup from San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill, the latest on the situation in Ukraine and gun legislation advancing in the Senate. But this is surprising. I'll have more on this coming up. But 30,000 Americans were polled, and 1 in 7 hope that it's hotter than usual this year.
Huh?
Yeah. Share the details with you on that coming up. And still waiting on Jerry.
So 1 in 7 people are high. In other words,
apparently
we can extrapolate.
Apparently,
I mean,
good news for them. It's probably going to be hotter than usual.
Yeah, you're going to have your way. I mean, I enjoy the summer more. It's my favorite season. I enjoy hot weather, but you know, maybe 104, 105 today in San Antonio. That's getting a little bit toasty.
It's a little on the hot side is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, we welcome in San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill. Let's start with Ukraine, Rory. We're 100 days into this battle, this war, whatever you want to call it. What's the latest?
And Rory, this is Chris. With Vladimir Putin making those threats and the United States continuing to supply long-range weapons, it seems like a situation of who will blink first. Will it be Putin or will it be the United States and NATO?
Meanwhile, it was another weekend and another rash of mass shootings, gun legislation advancing in the Senate. What do we expect from this?
And Rory, yet Cornyn being from Texas, and he is a big Second Amendment backer, the fact that he at least is vocally calling for bipartisan negotiations here, that's a little more movement than we're used to seeing from Cornyn thus far.
Appreciate it as always. That's San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill.
Hi, this is Randy Carroll. Are you a plumber, HVAC tech, or
That one good.
installer, an electrician? Maybe you have a brighter future. If so, John Wayne Service Company is looking for you. Don Rackler, can you make a good living at John Wayne Service Company?
A lot of people don't realize these guys make very good money. This is a very high-paid end job with great benefits.
Don, what about the future for jobs at John Wayne?
These jobs are never going away. You can't click a mouse and fix an air conditioner, or click a mouse and install a water heater, or click a mouse and start an electrical panel.
That's true. What positions are you trying to fill right now at John Wayne?
We need plumbers. We need electricians. We need AC installers. We're also hiring for call takers and dispatchers and sales positions as well.
Get the respect, appreciation, and value you deserve. Check out a career at John Wayne Service Company. That starts with a call or text to Jessica at 210-293-5570 to learn more about what John Wayne has to offer you and apply.
If you were hurt in a crash, it's important to act fast. Instead of haggling with
So if I
insurance,
asked you,
just
do you
call
expect
Thomas
it to
J.
be
Henry.
hotter than
Remember,
average
call
this
is
summer?
free
Would you say
and
yes or
no
no?
I would say yes.
Okay. Contact Thomas
Okay.
J. Henry today.
I mean, especially triple digits here.
Already in
Yeah.
the beginning of June.
First week of June, yeah.
Yeah, beginning of June, we're already at triple digits. That does not bode well for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I expect it to cool down. I actually think by November. And I know that's optimistic, but I expect it to cool down.
But again, and I'm not one of 7. But I mean, I'll take this over cold
I love
winters
summer.
anytime.
I love summer.
Yeah.
I love summer, except for in this building.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Because I have to put on a long sleeve shirt or I'll fucking freeze to death.
Yeah.
Because I would wear shorts, but I don't want to be sitting here shivering all fucking morning.
Experience long-term improvement. All it takes is one phone call for a free consult. Call 830-410-8181. That's 830-410-8181.
Every search you make, every click you take.
I'll be watching you.
Tired of companies like Google and Facebook watching everything you do online? There's actually a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with a push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years without paying any interest. Pick any item at the incredible price Diamonds Direct.
Someone's supposed to be calling me.
Over 5 years with zero interest.
Nobody ever calls you on
Don't
that
miss this amazing
listen
offer.
line that we care about.
Gotcha.
5 years, zero interest. Get details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Are you ready for summer? Wherever summer takes you, make sure you take your favorite radio station with you on your adventures with the free iHeartRadio app. That's right, no matter how far from home you travel, this station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be right there with you in your pocket. Sunscreen, flip-flops, and the free iHeart app. Must-haves for any summer checklist. Download the free iHeartRadio app and discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love this summer.
Because making sense is kind of his thing.
God gave me that common sense.
Sean Hannity.
God gave me insight, a brain that I'm supposed to use.
Sean Hannity. Today at 2 on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be all right. 30,000 Americans polled. 1 in 7 hope it's hotter than usual this year. And that even includes 1 in 7 people in the South.
Huh.
That's just shocking to me. Overall, we're talking 30,000 people. Overall, 14% said they wanted to be hotter than usual. 37% said cooler. And then you have the 43% say whatever it normally is. So I'll ask you, Charity McCurdy, are you expecting it to be hotter than average this summer? Chris?
Absolutely, I am.
I think it'll be about normal. I know we're already in beginning of June, and we're already in the triple digits. But I think it's gonna normal. It's gonna normal out, and we'll be like a regular summer. Yeah, look, I know for a fact that it will cool down by November. I'm just going to say that. I'll put it on the record right now. And in the same survey, 5% think it'll be cooler than normal. 44% are expecting it to be hotter than an average summer, which is you guys. I expect it to be about normal. But that's just me being optimistic.
I think you're a little overly I hope you're right, but I think you're a little overly optimistic. Step outside this afternoon at about
I will
5 o'clock.
I will. And
see if you still feel that way.
It'll be hot, but see, then I'll be in shorts and flip flops and a nice light T-shirt, and not having to sit in this freezing cold studio and wear a long sleeve shirt. So I'll be happy with that. I like summer. I'm one of those guys that likes summer. So I'm all for it. Did it. I did it. I did it. No, it was earlier because it was hotter. It was hotter because you don't remember it. So it was definitely hotter. All right, Charity, what else is going on?
Friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their
You're not the only one that's ever had kids, Charity.
Victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde. A 9-year-old girl who was wounded in Uvalde is now home from a San Antonio hospital. A Texas congresswoman will hold a rally this evening in support of WNBA star Brittany Griner.
Oh,
who's been
hey,
held in a Russian
everybody
jail
bring
since
your
February.
vape pens.
And as we've been discussing, the heat is on in San Antonio. A heat advisory kicks in at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and the city will have cooling centers open to help residents brave the triple-digit temps. We'll have the latest coming up right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the far northwest side, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of I-10 westbound at La Cantera Parkway. Also on the northwest side, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of I-10 eastbound at Callahan Road. And on the north side, we're getting reports of road debris in the 2 left lanes of I-10 westbound near Calaver Road. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI. This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, injury attorneys available 24/7.
If you've been hurt in a crash, do your research. You'll find
Wow, all the way
lawyers
through
out there.
Sunday.
My goodness.
Yeah.
You do a fine job.
Yeah.
Is fine
At least through Sunday. Wonder how many consecutive days.
Case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today. San Antonio, Texas.
Your Weather Channel 3-day forecast is hot, hot, and hot. Today and tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs forecast at 105. And on Wednesday, clouds in the morning, sunny in the afternoon, record high temperatures expected, highs only in the low 100s, around 102. It's 75 right now. So going back to a few minutes ago, when we had Rory O'Neill, our San Antonio First News national correspondent, talking about gun legislation advancing in the Senate following more weekend shootings. He mentioned background checks. I guess extended background checks is what they're looking at. Red flags. We've talked about the red flag law. Every time a shooting happens, this comes up. And school security. Shouldn't that be number one on the list? Get some money for all schools to upgrade their security so we can try to keep these things from happening again?
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I'd also say all three are very, very important. But yeah, on-site school security is huge.
Yeah, I look, we've seen this happen too many times. And after this weekend, we had 8 states had shootings going on, and there's no end in sight, it doesn't seem. And it's sad that we're walking in here going, there was more shootings over the weekend. It's almost become expected. And that's sad.
Yeah.
To think like that. Wow. man, that's where we are. That's the world we live in nowadays. It's just unbelievable to me that we have to go through this. And like I said, I saw this over the weekend. Here we go. More shootings going on. And I don't understand what is causing a person, if you have a disagreement with somebody, the first thing you think is to pull your gun out, or you're going out. Let me see. I'm going out for the evening. Make sure I have my gun. It just, I don't get it. I don't get it. And it seems like the age of the shooters is getting younger and younger.
True.
And that's another disturbing thing that's going on. It's just we're in a sad situation right now in this country. If we can't get this under control somehow, some way, we need to do something. And I think security at the schools is a great place to start. All right, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, more on the violence that happened over the weekend, as well as the 100 days. We're having a war in Ukraine, Russia and Ukraine's day 100. Can you believe it's been that long?
We're in the most active season.
Well, just
of
walk
the
out,
year
Charity.
right
What the
now.
fuck?
Hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain.
Wow.
Sucks the fun right out of living. I'm Charlie Parker with fantastic news. QC Kinetics is helping people get the fun back. Advanced regenerative treatments. Regenerative medicine, basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body and putting them into your aching joints. And it's done by local medical professionals. This exciting in-office non-surgical treatment can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
17 million veterans have served our country. Coming home and healing may be the longest and hardest battle they face. Since 9/11, 100,000 veterans have died by suicide. Hundreds of thousands more suffer from the invisible wounds of war. It's time to act. Home Base provides 21st century world-class care to veterans and their families from across the country at no cost. To get care or find out how you can help, visit homebase.org/iHeart. Their mission is complete. Ours has just begun.
This is a call to the self-starters, to the self-made, and the self-sufficient. It's time to declare a new kind of independence. Because Edelman Financial Engines is here to provide tailored investment solutions for your kind of wealthy. You should expect more from your wealth advisors. Our investment management approach is based on Nobel Prize-winning research, and our planners don't sell products to earn commissions. And because we're here for those who question the answers, we model more than 38,000 securities, so we can better stress test your portfolio through thousands of scenarios. So no matter where you're going next, see what we can build for you. Call 888-899-4450. That's 888-899-4450. Or visit EFEWealthPlanners.com to get your complimentary financial plan. Edelman Financial Engines, built for those who build themselves.
Hello, I'm Randy Adams, learn to buy and sell cars.com. Heard right here on News Radio 1200 WOAI. I buy the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to buy your vehicle in any kind of condition. Give me a call, 830-708-4789, or check my website, learntobuyandsellcars.com.
First Presbyterian Church is now live streaming our worship services online every Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on our website at pcsanantonio.org. We invite you to worship with us as we love Christ, love one another, and love our city.
Cambridge Auto Center opens at 7 a.m., ready to help you with all auto repairs and maintenance. Visit CambridgeAuto.com for appointments.
From the Connecticut Water Softener Studio, the last water softener you'll ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The mourning continues as more victims of the Uvalde school shooting are laid to rest. Good Monday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center,
On the northwest side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of I-10 eastbound at Callahan Road. Expect delays. Also on the southwest side of town, we're getting reports of an accident working in the left lane of Loop 410 eastbound near I-35. That's on the southwest side, so expect delays there. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Monday, partly cloudy with a high in the triple digits. A heat advisory begins at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Tonight's low 73. Right now, partly cloudy, 76 degrees. Get a move on. It is 8 o'clock at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to two more victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde. 10-year-old Alithia Haven Ramirez was laid to rest earlier Sunday. A visitation and rosary was also held yesterday for 9-year-old Eliana Garcia. She'll be laid to rest this morning. One of the mourners, who goes by Mario, says his 10-year-old niece was one of the victims.
I'm afraid. My wife is afraid. Everybody, as a friends, as a family, we are afraid to put their kids in the school.
This comes as fundraisers are being held all over for the victims' families. The I Heart Uvalde benefit concert at Cowboys Dance Hall last night, featuring Russell Dickerson, Easton Corbin, Kevin Fowler, and more, raised over $138,000. Every dollar from the event will be given to the First State Bank of Uvalde, which goes directly to the victims' families. A 9-year-old girl who was wounded in the school shooting is now home from a San Antonio hospital. University health officials say the girl was discharged on Saturday afternoon. Two Uvalde victims are still in the hospital's care, a 66-year-old woman and a 10-year-old girl. The hospital says the woman
Nice tripod.
Condition, the girl remains in serious condition. Meanwhile, the nation's lawmakers are focusing on gun control legislation.
The Uvalde school shooting and other mass shootings weighing heavy on the nation's capital as Congress gets to work this week on gun control bills. They range from the familiar, like red flag laws, to the more contentious, like an assault weapons ban. Congressman Joaquin Castro says the American public wants change.
2/3 of people support banning assault rifles and assault weapons. An overwhelming majority of Americans support red flag laws.
He says the assault weapons ban has the support of the president, who also wants to outlaw high-capacity magazines. Congress has already passed a bill to bolster background checks. That, though, stalled out in the Senate. Michael Board, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is calling on state leaders to move about $50 million in the state budget to buy bulletproof shields for school police officers. Patrick stated that he plans a budget execution letter this week to move the funds either to the governor's office or Department of Public Safety. He says he wants to start buying the shields as soon as possible for every school police officer. Patrick's request will
So our next, so we'll have to keep track of our gas prices prediction. We should also maybe tomorrow do how many consecutive triple-digit, since it goes all the way through Sunday.
Okay.
How many consecutive triple-digit days will we have? So maybe we'll do that one tomorrow, and then we'll start keeping track of.
We'll see. I keep these every day.
Okay.
A rundown of what we do.
Oh, beautiful.
On the
Okay.
back of it there. So
Okay.
I have a whole folder.
Okay.
Full of everything we've ever done for the last.
And so we got to go back. I mean, how many days have we been at triple digits? I mean, we were yesterday.
Saturday was the first day.
Okay. So this is day 3.
Right.
And it goes all the way through Sunday.
Correct.
So
that's
we're going to do at least
8 right
yeah.
there.
And no arrests have yet been made in the investigation.
Yeah, because I was in my car Saturday and it was 101.
Police officers
Wow.
responded
My
yesterday
temperature
before
is bad.
sunrise to a shots fired call outside a nightclub.
Now, obviously, somebody could look at the Weather Channel 10-day forecast.
Sure. Sure, but they're never right.
Right.
So, if you want to bank on that, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Officers are on the hunt for multiple shooting suspects, but so
Now, this app says 99 on Wednesday.
See?
And it's got a 98 next Wednesday.
Let me check mine.
Yeah.
You never know.
They found a woman in her late 30s or early.
We're trying to figure out how many consecutive triple-digit days we're going to
Yeah,
have.
see, Wednesday, Thursday, 98, 99. See, I still think those days are going to get over 100.
Yeah.
Through next Wednesday, it looks like. At least.
Yeah, this one has, even though it says 99 this Wednesday, next Wednesday, 98.
Yeah.
After a bunch of triples.
Median after the accident, and both drivers were pronounced dead at the scene. President Biden is continuing to try and solve increasing prices nationwide as a new poll reveals just how dissatisfied Americans are with his attempts to fix it. Fox's
Man, I would love to
Alexandria
be
Hoff
at
reports.
Normandy, France today.
News poll shows that
Big deal going on.
Yeah.
handling of gas prices and inflation. But President Biden says he's got a plan. His proposal includes clean energy tax credits, raising corporate taxes, and leaning on the Federal Reserve to soothe inflation. Republicans have not put forth a tax plan, and leadership says that when they do, it will not include raising taxes. Republican Senator John Barrasso says this.
The president's come out with his plan to fight inflation. It's not a plan, it's an embarrassment. If a high school kid turned that in as an economics paper, they'd get a D-.
All right, well, that same ABC News poll shows that Republicans are more motivated to vote 57% compared to 44% of Democrats.
The average price of gas nationwide right now, $4.86 in Texas. It's $4.56 in San Antonio, $4.50. South Korea and the U.S.
Yeah, 449, 449.9 is 450.
Yeah.
Why can't they just do that? Since I was a kid, I was like,
Yeah.
why is it?
Exactly.
Back then when it was 29.9 cents a gallon.
Or command and control centers. Defense experts say North Korea's launches yesterday were probably
Brian,
the communist
go out
state's
and get us
biggest
tequila or
single
what?
test
I don't know.
against
He brought a big
bottle of
Yeah.
something.
military drills. Texas Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee is calling for the release of
By the way, I made those Tommy's margaritas on Friday.
Yeah.
3 ingredients: lime juice, tequila, and agave syrup. Best margaritas I've ever made.
My goodness.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Worked out real well. It was my happy hour with my wife on Friday. It was really good. Say I was asleep early Friday night.
Very nice.
They were that good.
Democrat is planning to hold a rally this evening at the Toyota Center in Houston. Griner, a Houston native and center for the Phoenix Mercury, was arrested at a Russian airport after a
Do I have to bring my hash oil with me, or will there be some available?
Elon Musk reportedly plans to cut jobs from the Austin-based electric automaker's global workforce and enact a hiring freeze. In an email to company executives last week, Musk said he plans to cut the company's workforce by 10% because he's pessimistic about the economy. Musk followed up with another email clarifying that the job cuts would only affect salaried workers, not hourly employees. He said the numbers of people actually building cars, battery packs, or installing solar will be increased. Well, the Warriors have evened their series with the Celtics in the NBA Finals.
Steph Curry scored as many points in the third quarter as the entire Celtics team. That's 35.
Louisa, we're talking sports right now.
Warriors registered their most lopsided quarter ever in an NBA Finals. Game 2 Sunday in San Francisco, they outscored the Celtics, as heard on ABC, 35-14. Boston had fewer field goals than turnovers that quarter.
Title surge at
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld.
Points early in the fourth quarter and held on to win by 19. Final score 107-88. NBA Finals time, one game apiece. Steph Curry finished with 29 for Golden State. Game 3 will be Wednesday in Boston. Jared Max, Fox News.
It is 8:07. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio.
Trinidad, that is Mike Opelka, Opelka.
Check if your traffic and weather together coming up.
It's hot. It's huge.
Their website for my, it's Pure Opelka.
PureOpelka.com.
It's PureOpelka.com. Opelka.
With the cool, clean home comfort of American Standard. Consumer testing says American Standard.
Nolan Ryan.
Yes, but your family
This is Nolan Ryan.
And I'll kick Robin's into that.
Stay cool this summer. Peace of
I'll try to spell that out for you, Trinidad, if I can. Let me see here.
AmericanStandardAir.com.
Your home is likely your biggest investment, so if you're worried about leaving money on the table with rapidly changing home prices, put your trust in Christopher Waters to get the job done right. Hey,
There, I've got that up on the screen there. PureOpelka.com is his website.
To get top dollar for your home. It's what Patricia from the Green Mountain Subdivision did. She reached out to Chris Waters to inquire about their multiple offers.
This is nice from Chris Reed. Did you see this?
She was also worried about costly
What's that?
repairs. She
I
thought
guess
her
he just
home
sent it to
needed
me.
to sell for a
Morning,
decent
Tim. Wanted to
price.
say thank you and the
Waters was able
team
to
for
get her
the
the
live
information she needed
Facebook
without
feed this
repairs
morning.
and
Nice change
the
of
whole
pace.
process
I enjoy seeing the behind the scenes stuff like that, and good luck convincing Uncle Charlie to start doing it himself. And wanted to say congrats to Chris for joining the morning crew. God bless and have a great day.
Thank you. That was very nice.
Chris Waters is the only real estate agent I would
Yeah, I got an email from Charlie yesterday. It was hilarious.
Chris and his team at 210-890-5777 or go online to Christopher Waters.
Heat is fucking unbearable. New coffee for Safe Showers. Told Darla can't do it till Wednesday. Please blow up Safe Showers and system. Thanks.
Nice.
Short and sweet.
Middle class is getting squeezed. On top of that, our national debt is over 30 trillion, and there's no checks or balances on spending. As our citizens have lost confidence in our government and their own ability to provide, just how do you minimize?
Louisa wants the USA soccer score from yesterday. It was United States 0, Uruguay 0.
Seriously.
0-0. Same Mexico 0, Ecuador 0.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Just give me the orange slices and send me on my way.
Un-American. A 0-0 tie is un-American. Soccer is un-American. Thank you, Christopher Reed. He's in here right now.
Oh, okay. Hi, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Protect your future from inflation. Call Nationwide at 800-299-8811. That's 800-299.
Thank you, Christopher, from one Christopher to another.
Thank you, sir.
WOAI, an iHeartRadio station, available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Thanks for having us along with you on this Monday, Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Coming up, Charlie Parker's commentary. He'll tell you all about D-Day. Today is the 78th anniversary of D-Day. We'll have more on that coming up. But right now, let's get traffic and weather.
Good news, the accident is working on the southwest.
Good morning, Rayson.
Down near I-35 has been cleared. And on the northeast side, we're getting reports of an accident working at the intersection of Merryman Road and Castle Cross Drive. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601.
A mixture of clouds and sun today and tomorrow. Record high temperatures expected. Forecast at 105 degrees today and tomorrow, Wednesday. Clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected. Well, let's just call it 102 on Wednesday. 77 right now. Today, June 6th, marks the 78th anniversary of D-Day. World War II veterans will be joined by thousands of visitors at the American Cemetery in Normandy, France. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff will be on hand as the U.S. Air Force craft fly over the burial site as part of the commemoration ceremony. Now, this will be the first D-Day anniversary without restrictions since, of course, 2019. I would love to be over and check that out. I just think it would be so cool to be in that particular place in Normandy, France, at the American Cemetery, and just pay my respects, because I bet it is just so moving.
Well, and you mentioned World War II veterans will be there. With each passing year, as we know, we're losing more and more World War II veterans. I mean, eventually we're going to get to a point where there's not going to be any World War II veterans left. So all the more reason, if you had a way to get there this year, or next year, or in 2 years, the 80th anniversary of D-Day. My goodness, what an amazing place that would be.
Oh. I agree. It is must see, because it is one of the best historical films, especially about D-Day, that I can remember.
And, Tom Brokaw called them the greatest generation. And you look back, especially Americans in that World War II generation who answered their country's call. I totally agree with it. We talk about kids today, and, there are great kids out there today.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but so many Americans consistently, men and women. And my parents, my dad flew B-17s in World War II. My mom went to work in a musician's factory in Chicago. They were kids. My mom was 17. My dad was 18. She went to work. The women went, Rosie the Riveter. Women went and worked to support the war effort wherever they could as well.
And we just don't want to forget our history
No.
at all. And I would be the first one to tell you in history class, I wasn't the first guy raising my hand on anything or wanting to participate in anything. But I look back at it now and going, man, did I miss an opportunity?
Yeah, I think the older I get, the more fascinated I am with history. I kind of snoozed through history class in high school as well, but more and more now. And I think the older you get, and when you see history repeat itself in many ways over the years as you become an older adult, you realize there's a lot of value to studying history and how things unfolded.
Well, U.S. D-Day veteran Charles Shea expressed his thoughts for his comrades who fell that day. He says, I have never forgotten them, and I know that their spirits are here. He's 98 years old, originally from Maine, but now lives in Normandy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
All right. Just if you know anybody in the service, today's a good day to thank them for their service. Every day is a good day to thank them for their service.
Amen.
And just know that they are here for us.
More top.
Yeah, I didn't book her. I did not book her.
What should I do?
Just tell her, hey, we'll catch up to her next time. But I did not book her.
Okay.
Just tell her, no, sorry, but we didn't book you today. No bad. My bad. Yeah, I saw her call in. I'm like, I didn't Nicole Wilson. I don't want you.
Amazing.
I didn't book her, so.
Maybe she will get the hint.
Well, not going to go through what we went last time with her. I'm sorry, but.
Well, and again, we can create better radio.
Oh, yeah.
You can spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. It's Diamonds
That ain't
Direct's
gonna
most
happen,
aggressive
Nicole.
offer
Sorry if you
ever.
didn't
That's
suck
right,
the
you
other
can get
day
an
so
item
bad
at the
you'd be
super
back.
low price Diamonds Direct is known for, and you spread those payments over 5 years with zero interest, zero down, no expectations. This is such a smart
And
and
then
easy way
we'll
to
do
buy.
this one
That
too.
means you can afford
3
to
ways
splurge on her
to make
engagement ring
sure
for that diamond
that your
eternity
bag
band.
comes out
How about a
first after a
$6,000
flight.
diamond tennis bracelet for
Nice.
$200
Yeah.
That's news we can use.
$12,000 designer ring with a big GIA diamond in the center, just $200 a month. This is a limited time offer at Diamonds Direct, so you don't want to wait. Your money will never go farther than it will right now at Diamonds Direct. That's
I did
5
not know
years,
that if you
zero
put a
interest financing
Fragile
on
sticker
anything
on your
and
bag,
everything. Don't miss this incredible
they're loaded
limited time
towards
offer.
the end, so they
That's
will be the
Diamonds
first
Direct.
things
Find
out.
out more at
Nice.
It's a little unethical, but ask for a Fragile sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said we could catch up tomorrow.
Yeah, we won't. No, we will not do that until I talk to Chris Berry today. I don't know if she had a bad day, what the deal was. Unacceptable.
As low as $2 to $3 a day for complete new high efficiency system. Call us today at 210-640-1095.
License number TCLA 22493C.
Don't let a slick Willie or some Johnny come lately throw you a fast one. Go with a trusted pro you can count on. Your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer is trained to be the best. Quality service before and after installation. American Standard Air.
Ask the pros at Aramindia about their exclusive Advantage program. American Standard equipment installed, worry-free, maintenance included for one low monthly price.
DIA Armenia.
CLA 447668.
Just to give you some real news. The Glenn Beck program. Maybe you should pay attention to what's actually happening. Keeping it real. Oh, is that too real? I'm just saying. The Glenn Beck program. This morning at 9 on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. Well, the president and First Lady Jill Biden had a little scare over the weekend. A small private airplane flew into restricted airspace near President Joe Biden's beach house on Saturday, prompting the U.S. Secret Service to evacuate the president and First Lady Jill Biden. Now, a spokesperson for the U.S. Secret Service said in a statement that the privately owned aircraft mistakenly entered the secure area and was immediately escorted out of the restricted airspace. Now, the pilot will be interviewed by the Secret Service, was not on the proper radio channel or following published flight guidance. Oh, yes. I never get that visual out of my head. Thank you.
It's going to be an interesting interview with that pilot, and he needs to follow regulations and the right radio frequencies from now on.
Yeah, you got to be on the right frequency, Kenneth. Come on, you know better than that. All right, Charity, what else is going on?
Well, the fundraising continues as the funerals for the victims of the Uvalde school shooting are laid to rest. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office is investigating after somebody fired shots at a deputy and his canine over the weekend.
I thought they weren't supposed to show money like that up close. I could have gotten a screen grab of that and started counterfeiting, damn it.
Yeah.
And the average San Antonio gas price has gone up over 30 cents in the past week and now sits at $4.50 a gallon, while the state average is at an all-time high of $4.56. We'll bring you the latest coming up right now. Traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, the accident being working at the intersection of Merryman Road at Castle Cross Drive has been cleared. And on the north side, we have a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane of Route 410 westbound at McCullough Avenue. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Ann's News Radio 1200 WOAI. This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, injury attorneys available 24/7.
If you've been hurt in a crash, do your research. You'll find plenty of lawyers out there. They'll probably do a fine job, but ask yourself, is fine really good enough for you and your family? Don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today. San Antonio, Texas.
Mixture of clouds and sun today and tomorrow. Highs right around 105 both days. Wednesday, clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon. Highs right around 102 degrees. 77 right now. You're just minutes away from Charlie Parker and his thoughts on the 78th anniversary of D-Day. Well, USA Today has their 10 best. They asked their readers to chime in with their picks for the 10 best new theme park attractions in the United States of America. List included rides that have just opened or expected to open this summer. Here are your top 5. And you'll see why I'm telling you about this here in a second. Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando is number 1. Daddy's Pig roller coaster at Peppa Pig's theme park. That's at the Legoland Florida Resort. Peppa Pig, yes. Emperor at SeaWorld in San Diego, and Pantheon at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg in Virginia. And Tidal Surge at SeaWorld San Antonio is number 5 on the list. Are you familiar with Tidal Surge? It's a giant swing that is not your average backyard swing. It holds a total of 40 riders. And it reaches a staggering height of 135 feet in the air at its peak. And then you swing back and forth like a pendulum on this thing. It looks like a blast. Yes. It's kind of a cool looking swing, though.
I have not tried it. Obviously, I'm like Charity. I love roller coaster rides, but I'd give it a shot.
I would do it. I would do it. Yeah. And when's the last time you've been on a roller coaster, Miss McCurdy? It's been a while, right? Because it was BK before kids, right? Yeah. And you?
Well, it's Fiesta, Texas, maybe 15 years ago, but many years ago, I was like 12 or 13. Playland Park for like $3 on a set. You can ride all day.
All day long.
I rode the Playland Park roller coaster probably for 5 straight hours.
Oh yeah.
I would get off, run around, get on, run around. I was an idiot.
Yeah. Well, no, we would do that at Playland Park. We would hit the roller coaster and then try to find either the bumper cars or some other ride and then go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I stayed coaster.
See. And I love roller coasters too, but I can't remember last time I was on a roller coaster, and I don't know if my body would hold up as good as it used to. I'm a little bit more fragile.
I think you would need some alcohol because that would relax. Okay. That would relax your body, and that way, all the buffering that your body would take, you'd handle it better.
Well, yeah, I know.
My recommendation. I'm not a doctor, but that's my prescription.
Actually, I wish a doctor would prescribe this for me all the time. I don't know. But I know when you tense up on things, you tend to hurt yourself.
Yes.
So I loved it. Oh, I loved it though. I loved it. I loved it. And I'll tell you, the worst place to sit on that Rattler before they modified it was the very last car.
Ooh.
Because you are up off the track. And you're looking, it was a fun ride, but I was younger. I would do things like that, stupid things like that. Yes, at least I thought I was. I thought I was invincible. All right. Charlie Parker, his thoughts on the 78th anniversary of D-Day is right now.
Today, Monday, June
Okay.
6th, the 77th anniversary of D-Day. I'm Charlie Parker. If you saw history class, it is the
Which I tended to
largest
skip
ever
history class a lot.
military invasion.
I don't know about you guys, but I majored in truancy when I was in high school. I was actually very good at it.
I think you lettered in truancy. Didn't
I
they give you a
actually
big
did.
T?
See,
for Mr. T?
I had a
The T
girlfriend.
stood for truancy.
I had a girlfriend who worked in the attendance office, and I was told very early in my high school career, second period, you had to be there second period because that's when they got their money.
Yeah.
If you were there second period, you could miss the rest of the day and they wouldn't mess with you.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah. So I used to get her to put me in there, as there in second period and not be there all day.
Wow.
It was great.
Very
Good
nice.
times. Of course, I had no classes either. It was all electives.
A lot of major fatalities. How many killed or died is not exactly known, but best research estimates.
Oh,
put the
God
death
help
toll
us.
At about 4,400, more than half of those United States soldiers.
From Officer John. I carry a gun, but you're sick riding the Rattler. That's dangerous. Gotta love it.
And laid the foundations of the Allied victory on the Western Front. There's a whole lot more in your history books. It's not fun reading, but it is required reading. I'm Charlie Parker.
This is San Antonio FC Insider, brought to you by Frost Bank.
San Antonio FC dropped just their third match of the season Saturday as they fell 1-0 away at Sacramento Republic FC. Douglas Martinez provided the match's lone goal in the 37th minute, hitting on the end of a service from the corner to give the home side a 1-0 lead just before halftime and the eventual winner. SAFC has now scored 19 goals in their 9 wins and has been shut out in all 3 of their defeats. San Antonio concludes the 3-match trip Saturday when they play away at Monterey Bay FC. They return home June 18th versus Oakland Roots.
It's not about your highlight reel. It's about reaching new heights each and every day. It's not about if you sit in the nosebleeds or courtside. It's about showing up. It's not about wins. It's about winning over others by treating them right. It's about more than money. Frost, the official bank of the San Antonio Spurs.
Selling your home? Call the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell a home in San Antonio. Reagan Williamson of the Spencer Hatch team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, Home City. Reagan has hundreds of buyers ready to buy. Luxury home, farm and ranch. Chances are he's got a buyer ready for you. Reagan's going to take the time to sit down with you and discuss your selling goals. They bring data from previous home sales to show what you can expect during your home selling journey. Mr. and Mrs. Hernandez needed to sell their beautiful home and fast. The only agent they knew that would get them the highest price was Reagan Williamson of the Spencer Hatch team. Reagan's aggressive marketing combined with San Antonio's incredibly active market, he got them 12 showings, 34 offers on day 1. Best of all, Reagan sold their home for $135,000 over the list price. Needless to say, Mr. and Mrs. Hernandez were thrilled with the results. Reagan Williamson of the Spencer Hatch team can also give you an immediate cash offer. No hidden fees if you want to skip all the showings. Call Reagan at 826-5300. Google Reagan Williamson Spencer Hatch team or look up 826-5300.com. It's 826-5300.com.
Ready to do this.
Get ready. Our Radio Music Festival is back.
This festival is insane to bring all these different types of music together. Can you believe all the artists performing? The best fans in the world with the biggest stars from all walks of music under one roof.
Be here as our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is revealed.
tomorrow morning at 7.
Here's a question for you. Why is it that some people aren't as stressed out about the future as you'd think they'd be? Answer: they're probably among the millions of Americans who have prepared themselves with emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. If the worst ever happens, literally millions of American families are already protected from dealing with empty store shelves. Is yours? If not, go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now and grab some emergency food kits, at least one for each member of your family. These kits give you a wide variety of delicious meals that average over 2,000 calories per day. Everything stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. Order your kits now by going to MyPatriotSupply.com. Your order will ship fast and arrive discreetly in unmarked boxes. Listen, this is something you need to jump on now, before the next news headline stuns the world. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
I've never seen a used car market this high. But when she drops off, she's going to drop off hot and fast. So if you want to sell your ride, I'd do it now. Grab it while you can.
Sell us your car. UnitedLoveIn.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
When is a garage more than a garage? When it's a workspace, a wood shop, or a home gym. When it's a craft room, an art studio, or a greenhouse. Your garage may be party central, a game room, a man cave, or a she shed. It's where you store your pride and joy. And it's where legendary bands are born. Your garage is more than just a garage, and Southwest Exteriors has it covered. With a long-lasting, non-fading, ultra-durable concrete coating that's guaranteed for as long as you own your home. Durable, yet comfortable for the hours you spend in your garage. Go ahead, take your shoes off and give it the old tippy-toe test. You know you want to. Southwest Exteriors can totally transform your garage with our special concrete coating. Normal installation by our trained experts takes just one day. Walk on it that same night and park on it the next day, so you can get back to living the life. For a complimentary, commitment-free consultation, visit southwestexteriors.com and let us give you the garage floor you love coming home to.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, and iHeartRadio station.
Funerals continue for the victims of the Uvalde mass shooting. Good Monday morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, the accident working at the intersection.
Now, young Jeremy is a big college baseball and softball fan like me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I watch a lot of it.
Yeah. Women.
If you happen to see any traffic issues,
girls
Yeah,
softball.
Texas women are advancing.
They got one. They lose one more game, they're out.
And Sean and Ann's News
But they
Radio
hit a buzzsaw against Oklahoma. So,
Wow.
Oklahoma, really good.
Casino Hotel. The Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel summer giveaways are coming in hot. Sign up for your Players Club card at LuckyEagleTexas.com to enjoy a giveaway and take home $25,000 cash in the 2022 Dodge Durango. Enjoy a wonderful experience at Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
Rayson, welcome in from Hawaii. Rayson joins us.
Oh, where's he at? What?
Rayson is in Milani, Hawaii. It's 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. A good friend that lives in Honolulu.
Miliani, Hawaii.
WOAI. Friends and family gathered yesterday to pay their final respects to two more victims of the tragic school shooting in Uvalde.
10-year-old Alethea Haven Ramirez was laid to rest earlier yesterday. A visitation and rosary was also held yesterday for 9-year-old Eliana Garcia. She'll be laid to rest this morning. This comes as fundraisers are being held all over for victims' families. The iHeart Uvalde benefit concert at Cowboys Dance Hall last night, featuring Russell Dickerson, Easton Corbin, Kevin Fowler, and more, raised over $138,000. Every dollar from the event will be given to the First State Bank of Uvalde, which goes directly to the victims' families. For the love of kids, and Harley also donated $25,000 to help the community of Uvalde get through this difficult time.
Eric Lang from News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Meantime, the embattled police chief of Uvalde CISD still has a job, despite being criticized for his handling of the Uvalde school.
He's got to go.
Incident commander Pete Arredondo made the decision to wait more than an
Maybe
hour
they're
for
waiting
backup
until after
instead of
all these
ordering
funerals and stuff
officers
are
to
over.
take
And then they're gonna drop the hammer on him. Yeah.
Right now, that would take away from the funerals and stuff to fire him right now. But as soon as they're done, out the door, man.
Yeah.
Uvalde CISD on Friday saw the board take no action against Arredondo. Although the agenda for Friday's meeting allowed the board to terminate him, the board declined to do so. The school superintendent.
Chris, I started at WOAI long ago, and I enjoy and actually prefer news talk. I mean, I love sports. Here you can do both. We're the Spurs station, but so it's kind of where I started.
After recent mass shootings, there is a focus on mental health, and doctors say we need to attack the problem like we did COVID.
There's very little funding relative to the burden of the problem for intentional violence, which is an epidemic.
That's Dr. Ronald Stewart, who's chair of surgery at UT Health. He says that data should drive gun policy, not emotions. In the mid-90s, Congress barred the CDC from spending money to promote gun control, but that's slowly changing. 2 years ago, lawmakers set aside $25 million to study the issue. Meantime, a Republican senator working on gun safety legislation says he's hoping legislation he's proposed for nearly a decade can be part of the solution.
Pennsylvania GOP Senator Pat Toomey has been working on expanding background checks on gun purchases since 2013. He said on CBS Face the Nation he proposed tighter scrutiny on all commercial purchases, meaning
sales at gun shows, sales that are advertised over the internet.
He says some way to identify dangerous people is needed, but he added how that will look when discussions are done is still a moving target.
Not really. No.
Called for legislation to limit access to
$2.7 million for a Kobe Bryant jersey in the first playoff series.
That's crazy.
$7 million.
That's crazy.
Cases from this past term that have yet to be decided, but that's expected to change beginning today.
Some big cases.
I guess for people who do, I mean, that's now, it's like an investment. It's now a form of currency. Jerseys, sneakers, basketball shoes. Yeah. I never got that. Yeah. Johnny Compion, who worked here and then worked with me later. He got anytime new Jordans come out, he buys them, and I don't think he wears them. He just keeps them. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't understand it. They're shoes. They're overpriced shoes. Yeah. Right.
Let's put it this way. I have a pair of boots that I bought when I was in 9th grade that are still in my closet, and I probably haven't worn them in 30 years at least.
Yeah.
At least, but I get rid of them. That's my wife says, you throw away your old tennis shoes. I said, well, then what am I going to wear when I go to the river or to the lake?
Right.
Because what I'll do is I'll save my old ones. If I go to the river or the lake and I wear them in the water, before I leave there, I throw them in the dumpster. Because you ever had river or lake water in your shoes and get home? That smell does not go away. So I wear them and then throw them away.
Smart.
Because I've kept them for 20-something years.
Yeah.
I'm going to get every use I can out of them. And I have a pair that I use just to mow the grass. Because they're so old and I figure it doesn't matter if they get on green. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We're again as to where the banner went or when it will be.
And I got rained on Saturday morning. I didn't get out and mow my grass Saturday morning.
So, well, you went to see Top Gun instead.
At 10 o'clock. Up, I can't help myself. I wake up when I wake up. I got my maroon on for Uvalde.
Very good.
Of course, it's a Stone City shirt, but other than that.
Higher as well. Right now, it's up by 35 points. As tourism continues to rebound in San Antonio and the population here grows, we are seeing some pretty big returns for the retail market. Houston-based NAI Partner says the average rent for retail properties here hit an all-time high in May, $17.32 a square foot. That's up 5% from last year. The market is rising today. Part of the reason Amazon, as shares are up after it announced a 20-for-1 stock split. Gold is up 50 cents, 18.51.
No, it's not working anymore.
I'm just switching around. See, the way this is set up, if I use these, the batteries will die.
Oh,
Because you've got to put,
this is more battery ready.
yeah, you've got to put headphones in here, or you will hear echo on the air with us, which sucks. So when I do that, it eats up battery fast.
I can see it moving.
Yeah. So we're probably good for about a segment here.
It's all right. Well, we got 2 real segments left. So.
If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna.
And your job for Friday, Chris.
Yeah.
It's your job to come up with the weekend gear work.
All right, I'm gonna. This time I'm gonna do it.
Well, you have until Friday. And then you can look at it any way you want to look at it. But it's something that's catchy, something that'll work. So just be thinking about it.
Okay.
If you need help, I'll bail you out. But
Yeah, I'll come up with
it's your
something.
turn. And the charities will be next week.
This afternoon, lots of sunshine and dangerous heat forecast high up to 103 degrees. Heat advisory from 1 to 8 p.m.
Man, can you imagine those guys out working on highways and on roofs?
My God.
Man.
No. Albert, good morning.
Welcome into a Monday morning edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. First things first, I want to thank everyone that took part in the benefit concert at Cowboys Dance Hall last night with Russell Dickerson, Kevin Fowler, Aaron Kinsey, and more. We raised a whopping $138,000, and the best part is every dollar will go to the Robb School Memorial Fund in Uvalde. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Less than a week to promote it. We had $138,000 raised. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, meanwhile, still more funerals going on in Uvalde, right?
So sad.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever be the same in Uvalde, Texas. It'll take a long
Yes.
time. And meanwhile, it's going to be really, really hot this week. We've already got I guess we call this a contest, right? We're talking about the gas first.
Yeah.
Me and Chris are coming up with another contest to see how many days it'll be 100 degrees.
Consecutive days.
Consecutive days. You want to go ahead and get in on that, Charity? Right now, we're at 8 right now, just so you know. Well, no. The way it's forecast right now.
Right. This is day 3. Is that correct?
3.
It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. So right now it's a forecast of it looks like about 8 straight days forecast that way. You can pick less or more, Charity.
Or right on the button.
Or right on the button. So you're gonna go 8 days.
8 days. Okay.
All right, Chris.
I don't want to, so I'm going to leave you with less of a pick. I'm going to go 9. I'm going to go number 9. Lucky number 9. Tony Romo, number 9.
See, I'm gonna throw everybody a curveball and say 6 days.
Whoa!
I think we're gonna get a break. I think it'll get right below 100. I don't think it's gonna be like a cold front or anything. It'll be blowing in. So we got that going on. And then when will gas hit $5 in San Antonio, in the metropolitan area? We're going off the AAA average. You say, Charity, on the 17th. Chris says on the 13th.
Unlucky 13.
And I say by this Saturday, the 11th.
Oh!
It'll be $5 a gallon in San Antonio. You think so? Because it's jumping up fast, right?
We're at 450 today. Is today's number 450?
450.
Okay.
450 is the average the AAA average in Bexar County, San Antonio, it is 450, 449.9. But let's just get right.
Round it off.
It's 450.
Round it off.
Last time I went, I could not get that 1/10 of a cent back because I just want 1 gallon. I'll give you $4.49 and 9/10 of a cent. You know, where's my other 10?
Isn't it time
It is.
to stop the 449.9? Can we just even things out, please?
Well, think
Why
about
do they
it.
do that?
Think about it. If you're one of these old school gas stations that still has to go out and change the number, wouldn't it be easier? I mean, I know the 9 always stays there, but digitally, wouldn't it just be easier to go 450?
Yes.
Done. Plus, in my mind, I can average out 450 and tell you how much it's going to be to put gas in. When I start putting that 449.9, it throws me off. I can't do that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, coming up, if you're flying this summer or anytime, and you want your bags to come out first, there's actually some tricks to make that happen. I'll share that with you next.
Retire in 5 years or less. Find out more at Lifestyles.
God, man, the dirty looks from her are just amazing.
Good morning, Kimberly.
I can find my pen. All right, so Charity says 8 days.
I said 9, and you said
nine,
6,
and
I
I said
think.
6.
For nearly 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has fought day in and day out for every client we've had the honor of representing in our town, in our community. We will always be the name you trust. Thomas J. Henry, available 24/7 nights and weekends. San Antonio, Texas.
The most active season of the year right now, and hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain sucks the fun right out of living.
It sucks the fun right out of living.
Sucks the fun right out.
Advanced regenerative treatments. Regenerative medicine, basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body and putting them into your aching joints. And it's done by local medical professionals. This exciting restore damaged tissue in your joints. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
That's what I'm all about. Hi, this is Jim Burton.
Hi. I'm Jeff Burton. I drive faster than you. All right, you know about 9:30 tomorrow, right? I'll send you all the info I have.
Okay.
John Wayne is all about getting your AC, heating, plumbing, or electrical problem fixed fast. Jeff knows being fast is nothing if he doesn't stay on track by doing things the right way and working with a strong tool. He also has the same that he does. It's the same.
Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly Howell Taylor, a real estate dynamo in San Antonio, joining us right now.
And what makes one a dynamo?
You're a dynamo if you're like a prolific real estate agent, and you're like
so a legend.
You're a legendary. Kimberly is also a proud graduate of Holmes High School.
Oh. Sorry.
Tim went to John Jay High School.
I don't know how
the
you made
Mustang.
It. I don't know how you made it to a. I won't be me.
Don't be dogging Holmes High School.
Oh, I get that. Dog in the husky. Yes, I remember at the football games we would sing to your school, how much is that doggy in the window? Yeah, I remember that was pretty cutthroat. And the worst part about it was I had really good friends that went to home. And, I mean, my God, it's hard to be rivals with really good friends.
I know, yeah. Before I went there, Holmes and John Marshall were a big rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
They once, before I got there, they got a husky dog, hanged it on the flagpole before the John Marshall Holmes game. A dead husky dog hanging on the flagpole. That's hardcore.
I will not go that far.
Kids these days.
I will not kill dog,
please,
for a football game.
Yeah. See, and we would have had to kill a Mustang. That would you'd have to put a dead horse.
You know,
Mustang horse in front of.
The funniest thing was, we had a paper mache Mustang, you know, that was all like this. It was our statue, and whoever built it made it anatomically correct.
Oh my God!
So yeah, you walk into our
for a high school.
Yeah, you walk into our school, and
This
right
is not
there,
a building.
right there. I mean, you're talking.
Wow!
Yeah.
Who the hell?
Yeah, it was great.
For a high school, made it anatomically correct.
We were John Jay, man.
Talk about that's a funny story.
We were John Jay. Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together in your Sean Handy Morning Minute, brought to you by Insperity, coming up. All right, so we're all getting ready to take vacations, hopefully. And if you're going to fly, there's nothing worse than getting off your plane, getting to that baggage carousel, and having to wait as it goes around and around, wait for your bag to finally come out.
Yes.
Well, here are 3 ways that you can get your bags to come out first after a flight. Some of them are a little risky, or one's risky, one's a little unethical, and one is very expensive. But hey, no long wait.
Yes.
Check in at the last minute. Here is the risky one. You have to find out when the cutoff time for your bags on your flight is. Usually it's about 45 minutes before takeoff. Then check in at the last minute, and your bags will be last on the plane, which means they'll be first off. Woo! Here's the one that's a little unethical, depending on how you look at it.
Okay.
Ask for a fragile sticker. When you check your bag, just say, can I get a fragile sticker? There's something fragile in here. Fragile bags are loaded toward the end on most flights, assuming that the baggage handler can read the word fragile.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it will come off first.
Nice.
The last one is the one that's going to cost you some money.
Uh-oh.
Fly first class. Up the ranks on an airline credit card if you have one. Do whatever you can to get those perks, because if you are first class, you have a priority bag. So therefore, it'll be one of the first ones to come off. But that one does cost you money.
I work in radio. I won't be.
So I'll be getting that. I'll be getting that fragile sticker. So I thought it was just me that noticed San Antonio is faster than most airports.
We are much faster.
Yeah, because you go other places and you stand there waiting and waiting, and you have to come from a longer way away at other airports to get to the baggage area. San Antonio is pretty quick, and you get there and you're not waiting that long. But I've been at other places where I'm walking all the way the length of the whole airport. I finally get there and I'm still waiting. What have they been doing that whole time I was walking through the airport?
Well, and after you wait a while, I begin to freak out because I've had horror stories where they lost my bag. So the longer I wait, the more I am getting nervous that the airline has lost my bag. Yes. Yeah, my wife taught me that. Like she has these golden bows on her bag. And then I once found this ridiculous fluorescent orange suitcase. I use it to this day. You can't. It's fluorescent orange. So when everybody sees my bag coming out.
So when it's fluorescent orange, you don't have to bedazzle it.
No, it's pre-bedazzled.
Yeah, because I don't like bedazzling my bags. I'm sorry. I draw the line at bedazzling my suitcases. But if it works, it works.
Yeah.
All right, Charity, what else is going on?
9-year-old Ellie Garcia will be remembered in the funeral mass this morning as families continue to say their final goodbye.
I had a camouflage one and I could never find the damn thing.
At least a dozen people are dead after another weekend of mass shootings across the country. More than 250 conservative gun owners, including multiple billionaires with a history of donating to Republican candidates, are calling for gun safety measures in a letter. And the Supreme Court could announce decisions on highly anticipated.
Now, all of a sudden, when the billionaire donors call for some regulation. Oh, okay. Well, now that you think about it.
Oh, you mean those United States oligarchs?
Yeah.
You just call them rich bitches here. We don't mess around with those fancy names. You rich bitches, yo.
causing about a 5-minute delay. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades?
Yeah, I do actually. Thank you.
Custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Visit Blindster.com now.
So yeah, you're banking on that Thursday dipping below 100.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Mixture of clouds and sun today and tomorrow, and hot. Highs forecast at 105
5
degrees today and tomorrow. And on Wednesday, clouds in the morning, sunny in the afternoon. Record high temperatures expected. Highs in the low 100s. Let's call it 102 degrees. 77 right now. Coming right up, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute brought to you by Insperity. So we've already come to the conclusion that you and I like summer.
Yes.
Charity, not so much. You don't like it when it gets in triple digits, right? Is that the only reason why you don't like it? Sometimes that's okay.
That's why God created swimming pools and beer
and movie
beer.
stars.
Yeah.
Yes,
and ice chests. Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to be giving your kids beer when they're this young. I mean, yeah, swimming pool's fine for the kids, but just lay off the beer until you get a little older.
I'll come over and I'll take that beer off your hands.
All right, it's now time for your Sean Hannity Morning Minute, and it's brought to you by Insperity.
Woo!
Okay.
Adios, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks
I
for
say
hanging
good
out.
day, sir.
I say good day. Good day, sir.